Good evening, hello everybody. Welcome to the next Overexplained co-op stream with Illogical. Hello there.
Oh, hello. Good afternoon and good evening.
How are you doing? How was your day so far?
Oh, it was disastrous.
Excluding your stream.
Oh, okay. Everything but the stream has been great. Even streaming was great. Uh, if only just a little heart-wrenching and disappointing.
But
But I'm
yeah,
ready
I mean,
for another disaster campaign. This one.
it's not a disaster. It's just not going exactly smoothly this time around. We'll see. So we are. I think one of the skills I've acquired in this campaign is always this: what happened here, where are we, and what is our situation right now. So we're 25th of April, right? So end of the second month in game. We're 2 days away from laser weapons, which is good. Like my benchmark for weapon upgrades is always like every 2 months in game you want to upgrade your weapons by a tier. So lasers in May, which we definitely have. Mag weapons in July, coil weapons in September, etc., etc. So that's okay. Although we're just with 2 scientists, 2 engineers. According to Reddit, you in a good going campaign, in a normal campaign, you have 8 scientists by the end of April.
I saw that post. I didn't have a lot to comment back. I don't think I've ever, even on my best campaign, had 8 scientists at the end of April. Maybe with lower difficulties rolling your missions every 6-7 days, you might be able to snag a few extra with additional contacts in new regions, right?
Yeah.
But that's unrealistic. I think we are low. Maybe we should probably go and try. We should try and buy another one if we can from the black market, certainly. But that would be an exception to the rule to have something that amazing, especially on legendary difficulty.
Yeah,
Uh,
like you can buy one every black market cycle, right? So by the end of April, you could have bought 3.
yeah, we could
Yeah,
have bought 2 so far right now. I think we've only bought 1. Those 2. I don't even know if we've done that, but yeah, we could have 3 purchased. So you'd have, in theory, 3. Hopefully 4, 5 from other related stuff, like missions. But 8 is a stretch.
yeah. Found that a little bit questionable, even though the person who posted that is someone who usually posts good stuff on Reddit. So I'm not sure who that is on Discord anyway, but I think there must also be someone active there. Anyway, so this is our Geoscape right now. We have our home region, Strength 4, Vigilance 9. So we spiked Vigilance a little bit here at the start, ran a lot of missions. At the moment, we are in hiding, doing the minimal recruitment. This is basically kind of burned for now, so we can't really do anything reasonable there. I expect Strength will go up, at least 1 or 2 more levels.
Yeah, can we take a look at our Haven overview screen real quick, just to see where we've done liberation missions? So we've done 1 in Eastern US and 1 in Western Europe. Okay.
Not sure if we actually mentioned that anyway. So you can see the progress of your liberation by these little dots here. So if you have 1 dot, then you've done lib 1. If you have 2 dots, you've completed liberation 2. And if you completed liberation 3, then you have the network tower mission available. If you completed that one, then you have the HQ available. So you can always see like how far you are in each region. So in Western Europe, we only have 5 people. I think we had a faceless mission here last time, right?
We did. We also just finished up a crate mission, I believe, that went all right. Not fantastic, but not horrible.
And we have a troop column queued up. Oh, that's going to be an interesting troop column in a strength 3 region, possibly even if some more strength goes over to Eastern US strength 2, which is weird.
Yeah, so right now our thought needs to be on, to begin with, getting more missions. Not having missions on the board, or only 1 mission on the board, is not the situation you want to be in. I think right now we look at our Geoscape and we say, let's finish this mech since we're going to have flight time anyway. We are boosting that troop column, it looks like. And we go back over to Eastern Europe and try to find a few more missions. We did get the mech into Eastern Europe as well. or Western Europe. I'm sorry, Western Europe.
No, we don't need to boost this, right? It's
Oh, it's just before. I thought it was
2 days 15 until we reach 100%, and it expires after that. So we can do that without a boost. No, hang on. So the mech is this blue symbol. It went to Eastern US, which is fine.
Oh.
Yeah.
I can't read.
I wanna probably do a quick hop to the black market. I don't think we can afford a scientist. Maybe if we sell our soul. Nothing interesting to sell. We've got 10 cores. Like, Delirium cores is basically the bread and butter of your economy in the early game. Or rather, selling those.
Yeah, this early on, I would be very keen to sell like the common awareness. I'd probably sell up to 5 cores even. As we're looking, have we gotten Vulture yet? I think we did, right?
That's probably worth checking. I think so, yes. We have purchased Wetwork and Vulture, so that's okay. A good start.
So right now this tells me we should be selling at least half these cores, if not more. There's really nothing in the early game that is using cores other than if you go into the Psi Lab and there's one required there. So these cores aren't doing anything for us right now while sitting in our inventory. We could sell it even down to 2 cores, keeping a couple on hand. It certainly can be good if you need to crack them for Illyrium at some point. But we plan on getting more cores. With Vulture picked up, we are doubling the chance of loot. For sectoids that we run into, that means 2 cores instead of 1, and is well worth the investment of selling them, getting this money and getting this early scientist out. Now, PCSs like combat awareness and agility are extra funds as well. These are PCSs I don't think either of us really use. There is an argument to be made for the 11 dodge PCS, advanced agility, as a dodge is going to keep downgrading your attacks. But the combat awareness PCS itself is typically not something I'm ever putting on anyone, as Overwatch is not as effective as alpha striking.
Yeah, the other thing is also like you only get that defense while you're on Overwatch, but usually on the enemy turn, if you're on Overwatch, the enemy moves, you take a shot. At that point, you're no longer on Overwatch, and you lose that 15 defense and the armor. So it's very few situations where you actually get any benefit from that. Yeah, and 6 dodge is not gonna enough to make a difference, I think. Like, the advanced agility, 12 dodge, that I think that becomes noticeable. So I think I keep usually advanced.
Especially on a character that's an innate dodge. Yeah. As you closer to 100, the effect of that dodge becomes more valuable, right? And so someone who even starts even with like a 15 dodge, that 12 dodge is bringing them up to 27. That is now going from 1 in 8 shot being downgraded to 1 in 4, which is absolutely massive. And which we never sell at the black market. This is a great question. I would honestly never sell any of your elite weapon parts, your autoloaders, your expanded magazines, your elite stocks, your elite scopes. The advanced versions of those parts is up for debate, especially the stocks, depending on how many sharpshooters you have. If all your sharpshooters have an elite stock or an advanced stock, selling all of your more extra advanced stocks is like a perfectly reasonable thing to do.
Yeah, I think stock is a weird one because it's even the basic one is useful on your snipers, but only on your snipers. Like if all your snipers have sniper rifles with stocks, any additional stocks are useless. As soon as you have the top level ones, right? So in this case, we could even check. Yeah, we have 2 stocks lying around. How many sniper rifle? If we really want to main max, well, I would check here. Our current sharpshooters. Do they have weapons with stocks already? Like, can I sell those, or do I need spare stocks?
The other thing that I would consider never selling are mobility PCSs. Even a +1 mobility PCS can be quite valuable in the early game. As you get later in a campaign, like certainly you want to get into the advanced and the elite, but like a +1 mobility PCS can make or break that break point, giving your Grenadier just a little bit more ability to get closer. Your Assault the ability to get closer. You know, so that's one of those PCSs that is probably not worth the 5 supplies to sell it.
Quick. So I think we buy the scientist here to get our science rate a little bit up and keep the rest of the money to get into mech weapon research and to also buy a few laser weapons.
Oh, absolutely. I think getting more scientists is a really good idea right now for us, especially since we won't be using a scientist to help find missions when we make contact in new regions.
Yeah. Then we could start scanning Western Europe to find some more missions, or we could consider making contact with one of the other regions we cannot contact right now.
So typically in this situation, I want missions on the board before I'm making contact. That way I can also plan my finishing making contact within like a day or two of those missions finishing. So as the missions get generated, I can start discovering them. Since we only have one mission on the board right now, I think it's prudent for us to scan over in Western Europe. And we could even throw a scientist in here. We had our retaliation, I believe, on April 15th, which is typical on a legendary campaign. And so we have about a 21-day grace period. The grace period is more like 16 days, but you also have to fill the bucket again, which typically on 2 regions is going to take about 21 days. As campaigns progress, those buckets get larger because the more regions you have, the larger the bucket is. So that time between retaliation becomes greater and greater if you have 2 or 3 regions on intel and the rest doing other stuff. The more regions you have on intel, of course, are going to fill that bucket up quicker. Are soldiers in the black market worth buying? At times they can be, especially as the game progresses, because they can start off as high rank as sergeant, which helps just alleviate some of those catch-up mechanics that you may need on your roster, either from wounds or deaths.
I think it always depends a little bit on, like, if you're not running missions at the moment, there can be 3 reasons for that. Reason 1, you don't find enough missions. Reason 2, you don't have enough equipment to send your soldiers onto the missions to, like, reliably succeed in them. And reason 3 is you don't have enough soldiers. If reason 3 is the factor, then buying one from the black market might not be a bad idea if you have the money to spare and then also some money to equip that person. So I've definitely done that in the past where I was desperate to getting more soldiers because I had so many missions that I wanted to run. Then I would buy it. As so many things in Long War, I think it's a it depends answer.
It also can depend on the classes being offered up. If you're like out of sharpshooters, like somehow, you know, if you have died and you get one offered, it might be worth it. Even a sergeant sharpshooter gains access to death from above and center mass, so their damage potential can certainly help going into the mid game.
So we discovered one mission there with a terrible timer. It was a second liberation mission. And we finished our laser research. Now, this is an interesting choice because we have an inspiration. Like, normally I think inspirations can be traps, but I know that
50 supplies, 15 alloy, inspired combat armor, and this is probably worth doing for the 9 days going into May. This would give us just a little bit more defense to hopefully keep our soldiers healthy.
Yeah.
The thing about going into mags right now is we still need to do trooper autopsy and officer autopsy, which is probably, if I look at the for 5 days and probably 9 for the officer, another 14 days. I think taking the combat armor early is a worthwhile investment. We do not need to field all our soldiers with combat armor immediately, but we can certainly help bring up those with lower HP or maybe lower dodge stats, and our assaults and shinobis to keep them healthy and keep them running missions for longer.
Yeah, I've been in many campaigns lately doing mag weapons first, and then combat armor. But it really towards the end, just before you get combat armor, it gets really scary because all your soldiers are constantly like one shots for the regular enemies that show up. So getting combat armor before mag weapons is definitely viable.
So the interesting thing real quick before we scan is that was our Liberation 2 mission. That mission is on a separate set of cycles, I would say, than our general ops, which is what we're looking for. We also know in 1 day and 4 hours, this is going to regenerate and we have a new chance of discovering it. So throwing a scientist in here, keeping our scientists in here for scanning for it, may help us find that mission with a timer that is reasonable to run, hopefully without even spending intel.
All right, we reached 100% on this one. We could scan longer, of course, but then there's, well, a small chance that we get fewer enemies, and that means fewer corpses, because this is one of the few missions where you actually get Full salvage, here is the important part to read. So any enemy we kill, we take home as a trophy, and for research and selling and buying other stuff. No, we don't want to boost. I want to do views.
We're also early enough in a campaign here where the enemies that we're going to be facing aren't really going to present a whole lot of challenge, especially for a squad like this. Technical burn from the flamethrower itself could completely eliminate an entire pod with no trouble and no additional assistance. So by knocking additional enemies off the map, we're just doing ourselves a disservice on the potential loot we can take home.
I think that might actually be a tricky one. Getting a nice flamethrower ambush risks, of course, destroying some of those corpses. But I think that's still worth it if that means everybody comes home uninjured. So, troop column. I think this is our first troop column in the campaign outside of Gatecrasher. Like, Gatecrasher is technically also a troop column mission, so you have no timer, unlimited time to find the enemies, and the mission ends once everything is killed. Any loot left on the ground at the end of a mission is actually collected, so you don't need to worry about min-maxing the last turn to pick it up. It's an abandoned city, but there's no lost sitrep, so you will not have lost showing up here.
And one of the first things we do on like every mission is take a look at the map. The map here is going to be a static map that you always have. And so scouting initially and getting your first blue move in, probably into an Overwatch, is typically the behavior. Lucky for Ava, we did find some information here and figure out that we do have some snakes hanging around. But quite often I find that you actually don't see anything. And so that first turn is more just to gain a little bit of noise information, whether that be doors opening, them moving through a building, or something wandering to line of sight. This map is set up in such a way that it is very possible to pull multiple pods at once. More than likely, 2 to 3 of the pods are going to be on this middle area underneath the bridge, and there's going to be one pod typically back in the building, the bank building. Fava wants to scroll over that way on where that might be.
Bank building?
On the other side of the bridge.
That one there? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's typically going to be a pod that's hanging around that building or on this map.
Heading there now.
So, since we do have a flamethrower special, technical rather, I usually prefer, so the flamethrower has a lot of ambush potential, like getting a lot of damage in on enemies from concealment. A group of 2 snakes is not really what I consider worthwhile opening up on. So if I can avoid it, I don't want to fight those guys as my first enemy group. But depending on how they move, they might force my hand.
We do have a new enemy type here as well that we have not seen. This is the Sidewinder. The Sidewinder is much like a Viper, other than they now have Shadow Step. Overwatch openers against Sidewinder pods are effectively useless. So typically, when looking at a pod like this as well, I think I want to control this engagement because I would like to remove that Sidewinder from the equation. The Sidewinder is unlike the Viper, where if I get a flank in Overwatch, I potentially can get that kill. If I flank that Sidewinder and he moves, I'm not getting my Overwatch value. He may go for a spit. He may go for a better flank because he doesn't care about your Overwatch.
It's probably worth using the Beta F1 mod to, whenever you find an enemy you don't know yet, look at their abilities. So in this case, Shadow Step, as LWotC just said, they don't trigger Overwatch fire. So they, unlike Lightning Reflexes where they get a bonus, or rather you get a malus shooting them, they don't trigger it at all. They have a Poison Spit. They don't have the grab or the squeeze that regular snakes get. With 15 mobility, they are fairly fast. I say that. The other Viper also is 15. But they are also commonly known as, flanky snakes, because they like flanking your guys and then shooting them. Their weapon has a short range. It's an SMG style weapon, so they have range penalties, but they get huge range bonus if they're getting in close.
To make that screen appear, we use a mod called Yet Another F1, and you just hit F1 while targeting an enemy. and it will bring up their information.
Maybe we can even link that quickly.
Oh, yeah.
Moving out.
Yeah, it's like I would almost say I'm not sure if it's a required mod, but it's definitely in the list of recommended mods. I think in the workshop for Long War Chosen.
Moving on target location.
But even outside of Long War, I'd say this is one of the best mods. Whenever you find you play something new.
So it is decided. Roger that.
I'm keeping my sharpshooter steadied up here. I'm keeping my shinobi to keep an eye on the snakes.
On my way.
But I don't want to engage before I don't know what else is on the map. Well, I don't need to see every enemy. At least I want to see a second group.
Confirmed.
Right on.
Yeah, another F1 is a required mod currently for Long War the Chosen.
It's required? Okay, yeah.
The path is
I don't think
clear.
that was always the case, is why we may have some confusion of ourselves.
Yeah, I think it's not technically required. Like, if you don't have it, the game will still run. But, for example, the Chosen have so many abilities that if you don't have that mod, you will not understand how they work. That's basically...
On the move. I've got enemy movement here.
Alright,
Right now-
alright.
Ava has found our rainbow pod. So this is we refer to this as a rainbow pod because it comes with 8 different unique
Guide my
enemies.
hand.
Typically, this is the variety group showing up. There was always going to be a lancer, a purifier, an officer in this pod. Typically, as well, you're going to find a priest, an engineer of some sort, whether it be an engineer or grenadier.
Heading there now.
Quite often, you're going to have a gunner or a sentry type class as well. Now, why I say typically is there are some strange exceptions where at certain force levels, enemies may be knocked off this pod, but I believe at force level 4, which is where we are currently almost at, and probably what the mission is pulling from for the schedule, it is going to be one of each type.
Yeah, and Rainbow Pod because, you know, all the different colors of Advent troops. Now this is a little bit spicy. Like, this is almost, I want to say, the most dangerous stuff you can find this early in the campaign. Like, it's actually kind of terrifying. I'm trying to get some sort of position with my sharpshooter. Now I left this great sniper nest up here, thinking they would stay back here, but if they come under the bridge... Now I kind of want to be back up here.
Yeah, we're also looking for the flamethrower opening that we talked about. Some of these enemies do have enough HP that they are going to survive the initial flamethrower blast. The burns would then finish them off and help kill them. The big thing to remember here is this purifier is immune to fire. If we open with a flamethrower, we need to have some form of follow-up on the purifier, typically not in Overwatch form, because Overwatch is going to be unreliable and going to go at the first person moving in the line of like order of events. So while we'd love to get a weird gal closer, we also need to be thinking about what the follow-up is going to look like, whether that be from our assault or maybe our Templar assisting.
That's a specialist, the guy with the shotgun. Don't question it.
Even better.
Roger that.
Now, I counted out, like, one rule of thumb is normally, I think we talked about this before, when they're not alerted, they move on the alien turn like one blue move range, which is you take their mobility, they take 1.5 mobility points per tile, so for 12 mobility it's 8 tiles. So I was checking here, if they continue moving in this direction,
Right on.
8, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, then the officer might end up here on this spot. So sitting here in this line would get me revealed, so I need to abandon that.
Okay.
Sitting here might just give us a perfect flamethrower on pretty much everything.
Heading out.
Also, I think I need to do a quick thank you, Laura and LWotC for the resubs. Thank you very much.
I'm on the move.
Now, Ava's putting his shinobi in this little corner position here, which is a really strong position for your scout, as Advent does not see you through half cover. Even. They need to have direct line of sight to reveal someone remaining in stealth.
Now, I have no idea actually what to do with my sniper. So one option is to run all the way back here to maybe flank something if they take cover somewhere over here. The other option is to just say, yeah, you screwed yourself out of high ground and deal with the low ground and at least be able to steady your weapon up here.
I think going to that left position probably is beneficial, as what you're going to be... Well, this is a good debate, but I think going to that left position is probably potentially more beneficial, though it kind of depends on where the purifier goes after the reveal. By
And it
pulling
also...
back, you
the
might
snakes.
you might get a better opportunity, though, to be able to kill that purifier. Because, again, that's the one unit we know we can't control with the flamethrower opening.
Well, we do have Napalm X, right?
That's only a chance to panic.
Yeah, so we have a chance, even though he's immune to the fire, and we don't have Incinerator, so we're not doing damage to him. He might still get panicked from the fire. Don't put your money on it, though. So, yeah, I think
Target location.
let's go down here, also in the interest of time. Alright, so not quite exactly where I predicted, because they slightly moved to the side, and there are two snake friends again. And another group back here, another Sidewinder, another trooper. That's the whole, everything that's on the map is now visible to
Got
us.
some hostiles grouped over here.
Which, you know, some people like pulling everything that's on the map at once. It's usually not a good idea. And that's, honestly, I don't think that's good enough.
That is certainly not the flamethrower we're looking for. In this situation here, it might just be best to do nothing. To sit still. Everyone should hopefully be in a position where not get spotted. Moving spooks back a bit certainly seems like a good idea. But we may just want to wait. There is no time limit on this mission, and so this early engagement, especially against a rainbow pod with 5, is very, very important. This would be a classic mission for me to just say YOLO and showcase how great it is to play chess whenever where all the pieces are. But in the interest of preserving players or XCOM units HP, I am going to agree with Ava that we await here a little.
And I think that gives me the chance to go back to my initial sniper nest with Astro. Because also he has 5 HP, I don't think I want him anywhere near the action. Yeah, this is really scary. Like, depending on how they move, if they continue in this direction and reveal Weird Gal, then we have all hell breaking loose here next turn, which could be a disaster.
Roger.
Or fun.
Got it covered.
Yeah, that, I think we have the reveal here. Oh, crap. Okay.
Let's take a look at our Overwatch and see what happens.
Now, our shots here that we're taking now in Overwatch might put those snake pots into yellow alert. Oh, the shotgun missing.
Not even close.
Okay. Which could mean that they take shots. And we've got some Overwatches. Okay. Well. Once
We have a few
again,
things to consider here, and part of that consideration is how important are these corpses versus how important are our soldiers being healthy.
I go with the healthy option, I think.
So someone like a Weird Gal does have a rocket that could blow up a car, effectively removing 3 of these enemies off the map immediately. Lucky for us, those enemies are not the Stun Lancer as well. So that's something to consider. Our sharpshooter does look like they probably have a decent shot on the engineer or that sidewinder, and so that is also a shot we should be considering.
Unfortunately, that sidewinder is not on the right angle, so it's probably going to be the engineer. He's on Overwatch, which makes him a good target, and he's flanked. So I think that's a good opportunity to take him out of the picture.
Got something over here. How many is that now?
We are going to be in a lot of half-cover positions on the follow-up here, with all these Overwatches controlling our position. But this is certainly, I think, where we're going to have to take a little bit of some risk. One of the things we could consider as well is our Templar can actually take a few hits and still is not going to be taking wound timers from this. If we're able to potentially clear another Overwatch 2, we could certainly use our Templar to clear one. Because the biggest threats right now that we really do need to consider are this Purifier, this Stun Lancer, and this Advanced Priest. While the Vipers and the Sidewinders are very, very scary, we do, I think, have access to flashbangs on Copyright. Oh, he's a frag. Never mind.
We do not have any flashbangs.
Who said
No, we
this?
have one flashbang on a weird girl.
Well, she's probably using a rocket.
Yeah. Well, it's somewhat tempting, but no, and then just the Purifier kills us. Yeah, I think we need to rocket here. As much as I would like to solve that in any other way.
This one's for you.
Yeah, I think this is what you want to do. You want this car to explode. We want to kill these units. And while we lost those corpses, there will be other opportunities.
So then I want to... A weird guy is probably going to be the one here in half cover, so let's put an 8 protocol here. And I think we either grenade away one of the Overwatches.
I think we grenade away the one we think we're going to be able to kill. The Stun Lancer, I actually don't know if going in the Stun Lancer is the best option here. And the reason for that is it would put our Templar in a position where he's flanked automatically from either a side one. Actually, he could go in that full cover trash can position, couldn't he?
I was thinking like grenade, and then the Templar gets the kill and can probably just escape upstairs.
Okay, yeah, we could
Up
certainly
here.
try that.
Or he could, yeah, this corner cover here, but I think that's...
And then one for all, yeah. That's probably
Yeah.
his best bet as the Templar. So, okay, so I think we want to grenade the Stun Lancer, remove that Overwatch. We'll eat the Overwatch from the Priest with the Templar.
I'm gonna throw it here so I don't accidentally, you know, get lucky and blow up that trash can.
Yeah, I would agree.
Take this!
Now that's damage fall off for you.
Well, Mr. Blue here,
No, I need to max roll that.
87% chance.
I think we need the second grenade. I'm just not sure from where. Because then it's just gonna be a half cover position. The only full cover we have is back here.
And that grenade will not reach it.
And that's not gonna reach.
I actually don't know if you move Spooky Boo at all. So Spooky Boo is currently flanking the Sidewinder, which we've talked about is going to be able to run Overwatches, but the flank may encourage the Sidewinder to move and put him in a... Oh, you're not going to be able to reach it there either. In a better,
I mean, I
more
can move to
favorable
one
position.
tile over. That doesn't change anything with the Sidewinder. And then I can probably reach.
I think we try that.
Let me see. I think I need to move 2 tiles over though. If I can reach here, then I should with 1 tile over.
Guess that'll be okay.
think you have to.
They're on to me.
With one tile move only, you don't trigger the Overwatch.
Boom!
It's full on crisis management, this mission here. Alright.
You will pay the price.
I believe in you, Blue.
Right. Got lucky on the dodge, got lucky on the kill. And now we just need to get lucky on enemy attacks.
Understood.
Okay. It's kind of rude going for my from a sharpshooter like that.
There.
Especially, didn't he flank himself towards my Templar?
Yeah.
They're trying to flank us!
The incredible flank to then mind control. Okay.
Get out of my head!
Feeling kind
Poison
of
spit. And you're coming in for the hook. Okay.
The pain is real.
That's the first thing that really hurts, yeah? Is that a flank shot?
What's in my...
Who's got a med kit?
Nothing. It's nothing.
All
Okay.
things considered, we're in a decently healthy position. So I think we
Yeah.
want to immediately take a look at our sharpshooter and releasing our Templar if possible. Because the
Yeah.
follow-up to this can be Volt onto the Sentry to get rid of the Overwatch and do a melee somewhere else to one for all again. We can then use the flashbang potentially on the Priest Sidewinder after moving a Weird Gal into a better position. And then we can use Spooks to hopefully get a kill and keep her out of somewhere position elsewhere.
So you'd say the Volt.
Or Stun Strike.
I don't see the guy. This thing is blocking my line of sight to the sentry.
Amazing.
Fantastic. So alternatively, we could just Volt the snake in front of us. Hit both of the
Yeah.
snakes. Potentially get a kill here.
Yeah, and then run the Overwatch with the Templar if we need. The other option is to Stun Strike someone, just remove them from the turn this turn, which probably is the Sidewinder, and then melee the Viper while taking the Overwatch. Because I
Could
think
also
control
stun
is-
strike the priest to break the mind control.
I think so. What I'm thinking is if you Stun Strike the Sidewinder right next to Blue, and then do like a run around to melee the Viper and pull the Overwatch, we could then actually, because we need the flashbang then to break the mind control, so we didn't get the burn. If we flash or if we stun the priest, we can then use a Weird Gal to burn both the Sidewinder and the priest.
That's what I was thinking, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So I do think this is then stun the priest. Tier 1 priests do not have a mind shield or soulless aura, so they are still like vulnerable to stuns and flashbangs. The later tier priests are not.
Leave my sight.
Okay, so you run around the snake. So you have to, if you press the one button for rend, it will always rend from your current position. If you want to take an adjacent target, the alternative to that is then to move your mouse to the square you want to move to, and then on the edge. That way you can attack the target you want to attack.
This world is ours. Over me.
Lou putting down numbers when necessary. Wonderful.
Probably a one for all, but I'll keep that as an option. Alright. It's a bit of a scary move.
So I
I'm
think
gonna-
we actually want to put Weird Gal where copyright is. I think that's how many tiles is that to then bird the Sidewinder and the Priest. 1, 2.
7 for the sidewinder, so it should work.
Yeah.
Should be able to get both.
So I think we want to begin by moving copyright, hopefully into a position to get some damage. Or who's the bond mate to copyright? We could take a look at this.
Weird Gal.
I don't think we need to use the bond then this turn.
No. Now, the scary damage here right now, so assuming we get the flame here, right? We hit both of these, Sidewinders controlled. Spooky can kill this trooper back here. We could move copyright up, shotgun this sentry. Then we just have this trooper uncontrolled and this Sidewinder. This Sidewinder, though, with a flank shot on copyright.
I think the safer play is to go
Just
behind that
scary.
full cover near the sentry and see what our shotgun shot is from there. Like behind the pillar.
Yeah. This one, right?
Yeah.
It's not gonna be great.
I'm trusting you here.
It's not gonna be great, but it's also not, you know what, 50-50.
Enemy is still up.
Still worth the shot. We didn't really have a lot of actions there. But this then lets us put a Weird Gal into this position we talked about for the flamethrower.
Firing incendiary.
And potential panic chance on the Sidewinder as well.
Burn on both. Burn is a very strong, I think we probably mentioned it a few times. Burn is a very strong debuff in Long War. Completely shuts down most enemies except for the melee only guys.
Yeah, but now we can get spooks into a very safe position from the rest of these enemies, killing another trooper, and a lot of the, ooh, okay.
About that.
I spoke too soon.
Alright,
Well,
I was
I think
just
we're back to the
catching up
thoughts and prayers.
on, yeah, it's back to thoughts and prayers, exactly. That might be a dead shinobi or bleeding out. I was just wondering if the Sidewinder can flank me, but now the trooper. But that's just, you know, that's XCOM, baby. That was our best chance to kill him. We didn't.
Staying down.
Let me see. Sorry, I wasn't paying attention too much to chat, so let me just read through the last two questions here. Oh, sentry can suddenly shoot me? Oh, I'm in a new spot.
The invaders move against me. Watch their movements. They'll temper my faith.
Our Templar does mitigate that 1 point of damage just taken right there from his own innate abilities. We also do mitigate a single point from our specialist, I believe. So someone like Spooks right now, if he doesn't get hit and killed, would have mitigated all their wounds. If you get a bleed out timer, you actually get no mitigation from anything like from perk related stuff like Field Surgeon.
Alright. Then again, bleed out is not dead. Let me just did the two questions here that I saw. Any tips on build for Templars? We can look at the Templar perk tree once we're back in the barracks. I'll do that then. I also have some class guide videos on YouTube with like build suggestions. They're mostly still accurate, I think. And the other question. Move FPS. There's actually a very good guide on Steam for like performance optimization. I'll find the link in a bit. Alright, back to the mission at hand. The Sidewinder is burning, but burning is 1 to 3 points of damage, so it might survive this. So that's something we need to look at. The priest will burn, but that will 100% put him just into stasis. We would need to do 5 points of damage to him right now in order to actually guarantee that he's dead and doesn't get back up. So I'm very much tempted. So my current plan would be to melee that trooper and bait with 1 for all the Sidewinder. We shotgun the sentry, we sniper shot the priest, and we somehow get an SMG shot on the Sidewinder here without getting killed by the other Sidewinder. Or by that trooper there. I'm not sure where we go for that.
We may have to also accept that the troop is going to shoot at us. We do have 8 HP on a weird gal, but I think starting off by killing the priest is the right call.
Astro.
Who's keeping score?
We got a reload, so no steady for next turn.
You might be able to grab that loot before rending the trooper as well.
Yeah, kinda. I was hoping that. Let me just try something. Okay, if my blue move ends here, I can still get there. Okay, I should still be able to get there. Yeah, let me do that first. And of course, the way the game works tells me no. Actually, you can't get there.
But this is okay, because I do think now then we want to consider maybe either guaranteeing this kill on the sentry, hopefully somehow, be it start with rending with our Templar, who can 1 for all and bait the shots still, or taking the shot with copyright and seeing if we get the craze. The other option we can do is we can copyright back to that full cover position, where I think he's going to then have a flanking position on Sidewinder. And while this is a shotgun, the range table is not that bad. That also then free up our technical. When you're playing through a mission like this, you definitely want to reevaluate your options as you're progressing, as we are doing here, right? Like, certainly there's an optimal solution which we would like to have seen happen, but we got greedy and we wanted the loot, and so now we're going to play around with that from there.
Yeah, so I think we're still going for the slice on the sentry, I'd say.
I think so, yes.
I'm gonna do it from here. Yeah, let's do it from there. Obviously, not getting the full damage.
But that's okay. Cause something else that we need to consider here is our technical does have HP, and we have someone bleeding out. We are kind of on a time limit to either get over there and stabilize them, or to get everything killed. If we move our technical up into this flanking position on the sentry, we can guarantee that kill on the sentry. We'll hopefully get that kill sentry. We can eat a hit from this trooper in the back, right? And it starts removing things off the map. This will also set us up next turn to burn the Sidewinder if necessary. Could move up and burn the Sidewinder now and remove them from the equation. But I think a Weird Gal taking a hit is probably something we need to realize. And it may be better just to burn the Sidewinder and remove that damage potential off the map.
I think, yeah. I like the Sidewinder burn here.
Time to burn.
I'm also not 100% sure what the ammo status of the sentry is.
I wasn't keeping track.
I think
out of character.
He moved here, right, and shot someone. Went into Overwatch. We pulled the Overwatch with our move here. And then he just stood still and shot me again. So I think he shot 3 times, so he's out of ammo. He might have to move and then shoot. So he's not a threat this turn, I think.
Holding here.
Yeah. So we're gonna hope and pray for a Weird Gal. We're hopefully
reload. Someone counted correctly.
We're hopefully going to get all the kills here this turn. We do have access to Volt as well, and potentially Renalette Sentry on the follow-up. Maybe even the Trooper. So we're looking a little bit good.
That was close. Took some damage here.
A weird gal just dodging like a boss. The poison will be mitigated.
Right, as usual, let's check the sniper shots. We've got a guaranteed, almost guaranteed kill on the snake.
Looks interesting. You want some more?
Not sure yet how we kill this trooper in the back.
I think it needs to be... So we could teamwork a weird gal into a flank to get that position. We can also, it looks like, Volt.
Even with a teamwork, we can't get there. Or did you think here? No.
Oh no, that would be closer.
I think we got a Volt here. Hang on.
Yeah.
We do have 2 turns.
Groovy.
We don't necessarily need to kill him this turn. Right, we get 1 more turn. Actually,
Yes.
on the bleed out.
I think this is certainly Volt to start with. There's still maybe teamworking. Wow. Okay. I was gonna say there's still maybe teamworking a weird gal to get the kill on the other trooper. But now we're in an interesting spot.
Hang on a second. Oh no. I might be able to get the flank with a shotgun here, with copyright. With the teamwork the other way around.
Let's do it.
Now, again, the way it works, XCOM might decide if I click all the way here that these are actually free moves and screw me over. So I will take a single move here first, the blue move.
What's over there?
And then take the second blue move, which actually gets me where I want to be.
It's dead.
Campaign Dave.
Area secured. Status confirmed. Mission accomplished.
Crisis management mode activated.
We did take a few wounds. 2 of those wounds we mitigate. One of them is going to be a long
20
wound timer.
years of peace and prosperity will not be undone by the reckless
But that's
actions
sometimes
of a
the way the
few
cookie crumbles.
misguided dissidents today. We stand with the
Shotgun Specialist was never a meme. I don't know what a weird guy is referring to here. This is a very serious stream all the time.
After a mission like that, spirits are going to be high around here. We might have to resupply the bar.
31
Right.
days out for Tukibu is disappointing, but like I said, we did mitigate the damage on the others.
It's alive is all that counts here. So the question was also talking a little bit about Templar builds. I think so. My kind of standard approach, I want to say, is what we started here. It's a kind of Volt focused approach. Invert for the utility, stun strike for the control. Then I really started to like Pillar. Void Conduit is a strong another control effect. Aptitude, so you actually get some focus in. Then something out of this row and something out of that row.
We have 59 aim. This is not a melee Templar. This is a 100% a focused Templar.
So
what we
probably
really need to do is we need to get a will PCS in this character, like a plus 20 will. Get us up to that that wonderful 59 will range. So our terrorize can certainly have more act as well.
The thing is, I'm personally, and that's really just me. I'm not a fan of any of the Master Sergeant, Master rank abilities, because most of them only really help you when you use them at full focus. And on a regular guerrilla op, once you reach full focus, the mission is over anyway. A little bit exaggerating here. So we might even, I think, on hero classes, you can actually have the option to not select an ability and use the AP for other stuff instead. I know, so that's one possible build. Variation here is if you have higher aim and you're more melee focused, you could go into Overcharge to really capitalize on that. Go into Arcwave, which can crit with the crit from Overcharge, or rather, no, can it crit? I don't know, but it was more likely to hit with the hit chance from Overcharge. And then also Bladestorm to get some more melee stuff out there.
And the Crusader Rage is also something we could consider here as well. It's a very strong perk. Reducing your wound time or recover by just a massive amount.
Oh, right. But I think for now I'm gonna take Pillar. You know, some people really like Sustain. I think Pillar has so many unique uses. So much stuff you can do with that, and I still think there's stuff I haven't explored yet that can be used for. You can block a door, you can block a ladder for the enemy, you can create flanks where you wouldn't have flanks otherwise for your soldiers. And my most favorite example is one time I put it in the middle of the street, and then a sectopod couldn't walk to flank me because the way was blocked. Like, put it between two cars, and then the sectopod had no way to move over to me. So situational, but in those situations fairly strong. Spooky Boo is one of our Blade Shinobis.
Just gonna go take a little bit of a vacation, it looks like.
Right.
Recover.
30 supplies, alloys Illyrium, 4 more corpses, a stun lancer corpse. Fortunately, only one. Another stock, some more attachments.
We also did kill 1 strength off the Geoscape right now, which is something that's quite consistently viable, especially if you don't have to spend intel to do so.
Commander.
We've now lowered that region strength to 2, keeping it viable to keep running missions on for some time. And so it puts us just in a healthier position overall.
Yeah, that's really gonna help now. And this is now a really good region for missions.
And so that's what we're going to look to do. We're going to look to get Liberation 2 going, and we're going to look to get 2 more General Ops so we can run, hopefully, with the scientists aiding us in mission discovery.
Did we ever talk about dark events?
I believe we've touched on it a little bit.
So, just in case I repeat myself, I'll do it anyway. A lot of posts I often see or mentions is, oh, so many dark events and I never had a chance to counter them. That's intended. Like, the majority of dark events you will never get a chance to counter. They are permanent. They are basically a way for the game to scale the enemy strength so that they are still a threat late game, that you're not outscaling them. It always feels bad if something happened and you never had a chance. This is also really bad one to get early. Enemies with more defense makes it harder to hit them. But that's just the way the cookie crumbles.
Yep, we do just want to keep discovering missions here in the meantime. And let dark events like this happen, which really has not a whole lot of effect on what we're doing. So that recruitment is for rookies, I believe, right?
I think
Not
that
actual
it just
recruitment job?
no, it halves the effectiveness of the recruitment job. So it's
That's fine.
Let me actually.
I can pull it
Yeah.
up, actually.
Resistance recruitment efforts. Yeah, I think it halves. We're only running recruitment here with 2 people, but also only because we can't really do anything in this region. So effectively, it's just 1 person recruiting, which is not the end of the world.
Yep.
Now, if only we would find some missions.
That is a timer that I'm not comfortable with suggesting running. It does look like we have a captured personnel in that mission as well, though.
Yeah.
I think we keep scanning. We find our second guerrilla op. We find our lib 2, and then we go make contact elsewhere.
I don't even remember that someone got captured.
Do I?
Priority message coming through, Commander. Putting it on screen now.
While I recognize that you've been placed in a difficult situation, Commander.
The assassin's first strength is going to be moving target. This is pretty typical. They can gain this on any promotion from training. This is a very common thing to see on any of the Chosen. And it's their version of lightning reflexes.
All of my efforts have been rewarded.
Good luck finding that, hopefully.
Commander, I've learned that we have new opportunities to strike at the Elders, should you wish to pursue them.
So, since we have very few missions, it's tempting to do a resistance covert action. The problem is the only sergeant we have. Well, we technically have 4 sergeants. But do
It
we
may
really wanna
be very well worthwhile to get the Reaper going. I don't think we're going to be building the resistance ring in the next month. So even if this takes the entire month, this at least gets us a new soldier out that has a promotion. And yeah, knocking out one of our sergeants for 17 days is questionable at best. But we could consider doing it. I don't think I would personally. I think I would wait for the ring up, get that engineer in there, reduce that time basically in half.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like, I would like to get a Reaper, but 17 days without any of the top 4 guys here is a rough hard sell. Like this one here, the free extra mission, that's something we could do. Superior PCS can be pretty garbage though.
Yeah, I wouldn't do any of these covert actions, personally. I would just wait for the ring to come up later. And hope that we can get some missions. This campaign really has been struggling with missions. Even from the very start, we missed 2 out of the 4 first missions, and since then our timers have been less than ideal. We kind of do meme about this. At times, it's just get good timers, and you really can see the effect of having a lot of negative timers throughout a campaign, even in the first few months.
I mean, we can kind of get away with a corporal and a lance corporal for that.
Yeah, certainly give it a try. I mean, the 4 experience is more than we're getting right now.
Yeah.
My followers will lead this action.
And you know, maybe it's actually useful if it's, let's say, a superior willpower PCS for our Templar.
Yeah, maybe.
Oh, hi there.
So
That's what we're talking about.
Our second girl op with a very good timer, and for another soldier, which is fantastic.
Alright, it's a revealed start mission, so we start without concealment and need to go through the city with a bunch of enemies and get the VIP out on the other side. Let's clear the squads. For that, we definitely want to bring Shinobi for some scouting options. Which we have 4 Shinobis. I really want to then utilize probably some bonding. So let's get typing hate out of that haven and into the mission. So we have these 2 available here. And I say I want to have a ranger.
Oh, absolutely. I think we want to have a ranger. We want to have an assault to make sure that we can clear overwatches efficiently and get on top of the enemy if necessary. We may not want to bring the Templar here. We do know that we're looking for Liberation 2, and so this is something to consider when setting this up. Liberation 2 is also going to be an extract the VIP or a rescue VIP mission. And we definitely want to bring some stronger people there, as it does have a +1 strength modifier to it. Since we are in a strength 2 region, that is effectively going to be a strength 3 mission.
We're not going to have an assault available.
Well, then we may want to.
Best I can do is a sharpshooter.
We could bring another grenadier or technical. We could bring that technical down there. I see Joker.
Okay, let's get Joker Chef. Who are you bonding with? Yeah, they just sent our one available assault on a covert action. You know, I'm not opposed to bringing a sharpshooter on these actually. Also, do we have like 3 times Astro Boy in here? It certainly feels that way.
Wait, but isn't it different Astros? Astro Boy, Astro Bio.
No, I think
Different
we have
people.
2 Astro Boys.
No. Well, someone's getting some favoritism, it seems. Pulling that.
Here as a sharpshooter and here as an assault, yeah.
I mean, fill it up. I think that's the important thing here, right? Is get this filled up. We did finish advanced lasers, but I don't know if it's worth it to upgrade the sharpshooter weapon yet. That we should have 1, right? Or no, advanced laser with the
You
cannon.
just get a cannon, yeah.
We could bring the gunner then. Definitely need to start leveling up our gunners. I think that's important. We can give them a laser rifle, or laser cannon in this case. It's definitely a damage upgrade. It can start help eliminating those pesky mechs that we're going to be running into very, very quickly.
You know, if we bring a laser cannon, we put the elite scope on that. Elite
Oh,
expanded magazine, holy crap.
And an advanced hair trigger?
That's a endgame attachment set up already. Alright, let's get you a nanoscale and a plating. And a medkit.
And we could probably give that character someone, I think, because it didn't seem to have a nickname yet.
Or the gunner. I think someone redeemed just... Crazy-eyed redeemed that. Do we not have a crazy-eyed anywhere in the barracks yet? Very surprised. Well, can't be surprised then. Alright, let's put you in.
So I don't think we go with more than 6 on this squad, even though we could fit someone else in. Getting these missions done quickly and cycling the timers is important. Adding more just reduces the experience as well for everyone here for the same pretty much enemy count of 7 to 9 that we expect.
Do we keep running a shotgun here on our grenadier?
It does put him at 13 mobility. Giving him an SMG would put him up to 9. No, wait. Is that 16 mobility?
15 isn't it just 2 difference? 15 then?
Maybe it is, yeah.
Yeah, 15. Which is, I mean, you know, it's 13 is same speed as the Ranger, so it's not super far behind. You know what? Yeah, let's keep it. Let's give him the shotgun. Sure, why not?
I'm really enjoying all of our shotgun off classes right now.
It's for me. It's really an early game thing. Like I wouldn't buy laser shotguns or mag shotguns for the specialist or for a grenadier, right? To keep them relevant. It's rather, but the ballistic shotgun is free, and if they have the mobility, sure, take it. I think we keep scanning until we see or not see the Lib 2.
Yeah, we're looking for Liberation 2 right now, and I think that's important to keep scanning here, especially while we have the scientist here, get as much value out of that as possible. We're not going to be able to do anything about that. Now, the strange thing is this is going to be coming in to this region, which is quite low on vigilance, right?
Well,
you would
it's
think that these strength movements would be working towards eastern U.S.
16 to 18.
Strength 4.
Okay, so we have a strength 4 region, well, somewhere. Unlikely Brazil, because Brazil would have already bled into Eastern US. West Africa, Eastern Europe. Oh well.
The reason I think that is a strength 4 region is because it has a +3 strength modifier, right? Strength 5 would be, so it could be a strength 3 in theory, but it's kind of unlikely. Strength 5 would be a 13 through 15. Strength 6 would be a 16 to 18. Strength 7 can be 16 to 18 or 18 through 20. So it could be a strength 3 region bring over as well. We can confirm though off that it is not coming from Eastern US. Now we don't really have the supply to really invest in more buildings right now, so I think clearing out is just a fine decision there. We do find a flight path mission. Now, this is preventing strength from landing on the map. This is very, very strong, and I think absolutely worth the 30 intel since we get intel back. We get the chance at a hack reward, and we get to stop strength. We get access to a UFO. UFO is going to be a full stop mission, assuming you succeed at this one. And that just delays Advent's power of getting stronger. You also are going to get the added benefit of a +1 power from the UFO. And while that is not very much, those can add up over a campaign, saving you investments into future power coils.
I don't think we're gonna be able to fit 6 in here. No. But this seems like a strong squad, a strong enough squad. This might be worth getting the laser sniper on Massa.
Absolutely. I think since we are going to be taking 5, getting a laser sniper here is probably well worth it. Not going to be able to upgrade anything else of value though, since we're using of SMGs.
Yeah, and everything else remains the same. We do have your Protector Grenadier, so it kind of makes sense to swap this around. Giving you 2 flashbangs, 2 HE grenades. You can also take a look at available bonds. That's a specialist. You don't have anyone available. Alright.
We may want to look at putting a mobility PCS on our technical that could allow us to get another frag or something on him as well. Or just get him in better position for those flamethrower openings. Just have agility and depth perception, okay. No one here. Well, let's see. Our Templar has 20 dodge, but we want a will PCS on our Templar. One thing we might want to do right now is if we take a look, can we build a will PCS or do we need the proving ground for that?
I think you need the programs. No, you can build, actually. Basic.
So, yeah, this will be a default focus, which is between 10 and 15 will. Nothing we do right now is really will-based. The only thing this prevents would potentially panic and mind control from mind spin, which really isn't too much of a concern right now. I don't think. Like, we do have access to 2, 3 flashbangs to get him out of mind control.
Yeah, I think we're good. We can send them off. Now, the downside is we will have to boost this mission, which means we need to keep our intel, so we can't make contact with a new region right now.
And so we can keep scanning here, though, and looking for this Liberation 2 still. We still have a lot of soldiers available. We did just send out a lot of our best, but I think we're still early enough in the campaign that I'm not too worried.
We should have also considered starting with the whole officer thing, but one of our officer candidates just embarked on that mission there.
What about our other specialist?
Oh, I was thinking about the grenadier, the support grenadier. Bauchika, the survival protocol specialist. So yeah, we could start officer training on them. And there's also an option that maybe we bring Fabio here as a holo target sharpshooter and do officer training there.
Maybe.
Can we spare the supplies for that?
I think we could, certainly, if we want to go into it.
Yeah, let's
I would probably
get...
start off with a specialist, personally.
Yeah.
Not our Sentinel, our Bauchica specialist. Officer abilities. Oscar Mike is useful, for sure. Focus Fire is useful as well. These really come down to preferences, I think, on what you think you're going to be using them with. Oscar Mike is going to give everyone additional mobility for the rest of the turn. This is great for getting into flanks, guaranteeing kills, objectives if you need it. Focus Fire is certainly more... it improves as the game progresses, though. The value you get out of this on some of your very high armored, high HP enemies is much greater than you will get in other ways. Using this on something like Sectopod or Gatekeeper near the end game, Muton Elites, things like that, especially when you have a lot more action economy, it has just a compounding effect. Every shot is going to increase the aim of everyone else. You're going to get more piercing against that target as well.
Focus Fire is also cooldown based, so you can use it multiple times. Oscar Mike is once per mission. I usually prefer Focus Fire just because it's you can use it more often, except on if I do a Holobot, a sharpshooter, because you can't use Focus Fire from Scott side range, and then I don't get much value out of it. I'm gonna go Focus Fire here.
Fire. Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
I think that's a good choice.
Alright, let's keep scanning. Got one of our rookies trained as an assault, so now we have an assault available again.
Wonderful.
We completed our research in remarkable time, Commander.
Got our upgraded shields, upgraded armor.
Yeah, with combat armor finished, we now need to go into the trooper autopsy and the officer autopsy. Both of these are important so we can start getting access to the proving ground and then soon mag weapons.
Now, I'm fairly certain that the LIP2 mission is going to be on a terrible timer at this point.
If you notice as well, Geoscape, one strength just moved out immediately again.
Oh.
If we take a look at Eastern US, it did not go to Eastern US.
Okay, I don't understand how strength is moving. No, I was suggesting maybe moving the scientist out, but I just realized the jailbreak expired, so one new guerrilla up just spawned then. So we can find something useful again.
Yeah, I think so. I think you keep the scientist there.
That's the LIP2, as I said, terrible timer.
Wow, that is a very, very bad timer. We definitely need more resistance personnel here.
And that's the flight pass mission. Let's boost that. And let's find us a nice UFO.
Yeah. The nice thing about this is we're going to get our 30 intel back. I think after we queue up the UFO, we actually just make contact somewhere. I think we need to get a third region opened up and working, even if it's just putting people on recruit. To help fill up the Haven more for better timers in the future.
Menace 1-5. We've got a bead on the Advent data vault near your position. Be advised. Self-detonating charges are
What
in
a
place
fun
at the
starting
target.
position.
Move to disarm and extract the package before its contents are destroyed.
Now, fun thing about starting on this bridge is you don't have to take a single engagement if you don't want to. Pretty reliably, you can safely move across the top of this bridge to the other end and then drop your specialist down to hack the objective whenever you're ready. I tend to do this as well on this specific map. While you are going to hopefully find some kills by pods triggering upon activation or a pod near the objective, getting this mission done quickly and safely tends to be a really, really good idea. Because again, we are getting a UFO out of this. So you're going to want everyone on this mission out healthy as possible. Now, I do have us considering dropping some units down. So
yeah, it's like I was about to say the good counter argument but where's the fun in that? I often feel like it's safer, to take engagements as they present themselves, and not drop down here and then suddenly be fighting 9 enemies at once. And also, I want to just get some eyes. You know, we can still move over there. Just want to see what's happening on the low ground. Keep my options.
I've got enemy movement here.
Alright, we do have Trojan, so we could actually just hack and thereby kill this drone. Probably. If we get 100% hack, obviously.
Activate haywire.
So this is a guaranteed stun. When this unit comes out of stun, the game rolls 8 hacking rolls. My hack value against the hack defense, for each success that we gain, it takes 1 point of damage. So early game, that's almost guaranteed to wipe out the drone and not get you out of concealment. Everybody's still concealed. So that's why Trojan, really strong pick. There's currently a bug where it only takes your base hack value. It doesn't take the hack that you get from items. That's hopefully gonna get fixed, but also that's not really relevant at this stage of the game because we don't have any items that give hack.
Good to go.
So that was a door sound of a Advent type door, so from this building. So probably this door here.
The big open one, maybe?
Yeah.
More than likely.
You
There's
think?
a door on the back side of the building as well. But that door typically does spawn closed.
Yeah.
Moving.
While a drone is hacked and is stunned like this, they also no longer have detection radius. So even though this drone is still hostile, and we could, if we shot it, we'd come out of engagement. Running by it is not going to reveal us.
Double time.
And assuming it dies from the Trojan, it also won't get a chance to reveal us either.
I think I'll stay up here though.
I see the path.
That's affirmative.
Position confirmed.
I don't trust the game when it doesn't show me any enemies for a while.
These mutons seem a little more agile than the ones.
This is our first muton, I think, of the campaign. At least that's why Bradford is saying that. Shh, nobody saw that.
What do you think? Do you think they're more agile or Bradford's blowing smoke?
I'm not sure if we can mark it up to stricter mind control. No, that was someone else. Alright, mutants. So there was a request to talk a little bit about enemies and how to engage them, what they do, etc. So as always, find a new enemy in the game, F them, so F1 them, to see what they can do. 11 health, 2 armor, 80 aim, which is I think the highest aim we've seen so far on enemies. 10 defense plus 5. We had the dark event that some enemies get plus 5 defense.
And they will take cover, so they do get the benefit of cover as well,
Yeah.
as well as that innate defense, making them much harder to hit.
They have a rifle that does 5 to 7 and plus 3 on a crit. They also have a sword, it says here, but that's the bayonet attack, which is 4 to 8, also plus 3 on a crit. So they can use this bayonet attack as a charge, so they can charge you similar like how our shinobis charge the enemy. They have a grenade they can throw. Unfortunately, you can't look how much damage it does. It does a lot of damage. They have suppression, so if you're lucky, the AI is dumb and uses suppression, and then you get out sort of free. And they can counter-attack melee attacks. So if you attack them with your shinobi or with your Templar, you're gonna have a bad time. They also are one of the few enemies that don't really care if you flank them. Like, while most other enemies you can kind of force to move by flanking them, a muton might just not care and shoot you anyway. So, probably one of the more dangerous enemies we could find here.
When dealing with a muton, it's also important to remember, if you are parked next to a muton, they will prefer, on the first turn that they can do this, a melee attack. We take advantage of this by the strength of combatives that you can find typically on our shinobis, by parking a shinobi next to a muton and letting them melee. We don't actually run up there and melee the muton ourselves, though, as that would result in a counterattack. Now, that melee attack they have, their bayonet charge, does have a cooldown. Previously, they would use every single turn in previous variations of Long War 2 and Long War Chosen. And so, in order to increase the danger of mutons, it is now on a cooldown. Meaning, if they swung on their melee last turn, they will then shoot. It's important to remember this, to not be next to them and can be considered flanked if you're keeping them alive that long.
Yeah,
The general strategy on killing a muton is burning them or straight shooting them to, because again, we cannot melee them. Burning will completely disable a muton. They will not melee, they will not shoot, they will not suppress, they will be 100% controlled.
Okay, in addition, we just spotted a scout, a rocketeer, and a mech back here. So we've got some very beefy enemies all near the objective.
One more thing to remember, a flashbanged muton will not counterattack. If you do feel the need that you need to melee a muton, flashbang it first.
Unfortunately, a flashbang muton will also not melee attack you. So if you just park your shinobi next to them with the intention of combatives tanking them, don't flashbang, because then they will just shoot you. Right, so I'm a little bit undecided here.
I think the general idea has to be to pull back towards the bridge right now, get that sec pod out of line of sight, hope to get this sectoid muton pod in a better position to open up the flamethrower, right? And not risk pulling two pods.
Yeah, we can't, like, this is too heavy. Like a mech, even the scout is kind of a scary enemy at this stage, because they have high dodge. We are in a position where we can actually hack the objective, so that's at least something. So we're not really under time pressure.
Rolling.
I probably want my Templar somewhere down here.
Almost certainly, we want to be able to generate focus off
Yeah.
that sectoid.
Orders confirmed. Moving out.
Interesting move. Okay, and this group is coming closer to us. Which was not scary at all. Everything under control.
I think we need to wait one more turn, because if worse comes to worse, like, we can hack the objective from where we are now. We could always start with the rocket opener if we don't get better positioning.
Yeah, I'm almost thinking that we might just move Weird Gal over here to flamethrower this group, flamethrower the scout and the rocketeer. And we might just have to then snipe and grenade the mech, flashbang the muton, and hope for the best.
Hey, a big part of our strategy is hoping for the best.
I think I'll come all the way back here.
Go, go, go. Understood. Got it covered.
Hacking the objective will reveal you, in case that was not clear, so
Covering
we
now.
can't do that. Well, we can, but it's not a good idea. It's a very tempting rocket opening suddenly.
That's what I was about to say. That is potentially a worthwhile rocket even. The scary thing here though is this Advent mech does have 2 armor at the rocket as well, so I don't really know what our follow-up becomes. Can we take a look at the scout real quick though? I don't know if we've talked about the scout. The scout is a sharpshooting type of enemy the Advent is going to have. They are going to also come with Shadow Step, I believe. Yeah, they're going to have Shadow Step and Lone Wolf. When they spread out from their group, not only do they have a decently good amount of damage they can do with a decent amount of mobility, they're going to get additional defense and additional aim, making them quite scary. Shadow Step as well means that we really don't care about trying to overwatch this person, or at least they don't care at all. They also have an 8 defense.
They already start with 80 aim, so if you kill everything else in their group, then they're sitting there with 92 aim, which is quite respectable. I still think this might be the smarter opening. As much as I like the idea of rocketing that there.
Yeah, we could definitely hope the Muton wants to get behind the car, though he probably goes to that full cover position over there. It probably ends up being a flash grenade onto the Muton followed by a frag grenade, even if it's to destroy some armor. Assuming we get a nice burn on the scout and Rocketeer, our sniper can help finish off the mech.
And maybe our Templar too. Although I would prefer, of course, the Templar going for the sectoid. Start this off. Did not get the burn on the scout, but you got the panic. That's really why Napalm X is such a strong perk. Okay, sectoid is running. They're both running fair bit away. The mech didn't do anything at all. So I think we rapid deploy then the flashbang back here.
I think so as well. Now I'm wondering if we want to go get vision on that group though for our sharpshooter at all.
It's really tempting because we would probably get a nice flank shot, but then again we need to kill the mech.
Well, so if we move Detrix up, right, we can get vision. We can then grenade the mech, right?
Yeah.
And then we can use our Templar to hopefully finish that off with the reduced armor and hopefully a decent amount of value. If we kill a corpse here, I think that's fine.
There's no way a grenade and a Templar melee attack is gonna kill that mech. That's 9 HP and 2 armor, right? So we shred 1 armor and do
4, let's assume.
That's the okay.
Our Templar can hit 5.
So we max roll the grenade and we max roll the Templar. That's the plan here.
And I mean more on the grenade. That's not even a max roll on the grenade. That's a centered grenade doing average damage.
But for the grenade, actually the grenade can only do 4. 2 armor.
Yeah. Okay.
And no 3. It's the max we can get here, right?
Bombs away!
I don't think it's mathematically possible.
Not with me roll a 1 as well. So you rolled a 3 on that. Okay, so I think we have to mech with the sharpshooter.
Also, that didn't even give us line of sight to those guys because this is a buggy tile and this thing. You see how I can't move to these spots? So this facility is a little bit weird.
Well, I think you're still starting with a melee on the Advent mech. This way we can at least leave our Templar out and he can take the hit from the Muton and the Sectoid probably, though maybe there's a better position to go and get him into cover actually on the follow-up. This will at least generate our focus and go from there. It probably is the sharpshooter finishing up this mech with 5 HP, since we do have the laser rifle with the AP round.
So here's an interesting thought I just had. I was just saying how this is a weird tile and you can't move to these spots. So if you want to come out from this position, you need to walk through this area. Do we just place a pillar and block that path?
Sure.
The righteous will be shielded.
We are looking for more creative ways of using color.
That's a guaranteed kill on the mech.
You can't handle me.
There's also focus PCS. Still think, yeah, the fire's not a threat right now, so one fall here. The Rocketeer's on fire, he's gonna burn to death. I think it's very safe to throw an evac.
Get an evac in here.
This is Firebrand. Evac request confirmed. Hold tight.
Bypassing security.
Ooh, boy.
I did see that. I did see enemy protocol. I think we touched upon this before. One of the only ways to actually get stat increases is from this hack. And it is a hack reward.
Well, said we need more rebels in this haven, right? But no, just
We
kidding.
did, but when you see enemy protocol, it's very rare. You go for it. You click enemy protocol.
And you get it.
We're in. Target package
Menace
secured.
1-5, status confirmed. The charges are inactive and the package is secure. Eliminate any remaining hostiles near the AO.
Now the mutant could still run inside and shoot me from behind this area. So I'm wondering if I move over here or if I even move back here maybe. Yeah, gonna fall back a little bit. Now, with the mutant sectoid, that puts us at 6 enemies that we found. Means 2 more enemies are somewhere out there.
They're targeting me. We can't throw this fire now.
Well, someone took my pillar as cover and now the pillar is gone.
Who would ever do that? I do think this is actually starting off with either a rocket or a frag grenade. This truck in front of it would certainly and hopefully blow up from either of them, causing additional damage to the Muton. The one thing we would need to consider certainly is using some loot. I think it's well worth the rocket there.
I think even it wasn't possible to do it. Well, I don't know what the max damage on the rocket would have been, but due to mutant armor and all of that, I think this was guaranteed mutant survival. You know what's not a guaranteed mutant survival though?
Is a sniper shot to the face?
Well, maybe. A sniper also has a decent shot on the sectoid. And we can't reach the sectoid here. So maybe we'll
invert the sectoid. If you really want to find that lasting experience.
I'm wondering why it's not showing this as a flank on the Muton.
If you say so.
Says Jake, fix your game.
0%. I cover. What? He's standing out in the open.
So the pillar's still there, is why the game probably thinks he has cover. But then you have a flank from Detrix. I don't understand this game at all.
This is a flank.
Save and reload. See if it recalculates for copyright. Welcome to the jank that is XCOM. Sometimes you need to redraw the map. This is far more common than you would actually hope.
Nope. Did not fix it. But at least now he has a cover icon.
Strange. Wait, Detrix lost the flank?
And Masa lost the flank. What?
What is going on here?
Ah, you silly game. You know, I don't need a flank if I vault that thing.
Well, you could also invert the Muton and go melee the second potentially.
I like the way you think. Do I though?
I have fun with Templars. Dude, the pillar is there. Like, look, there's a full cover position right there. Why is pillar so bugged?
Feel the power of the Templars.
Ah, found my enemies.
So-called
Wonderful.
peacekeepers.
Another mech. Trooper and a sentry.
Well, we can use our sharpshooter to hopefully shoot this mech. We can use Detrix to get a grenade on the mech to start with, and we should probably see about copyright killing the mutant.
I really doubt that we can get a grenade all the way over here, unless we take a questionable position.
Yeah.
That's too far away. Let's see if copyright can get the kill here on the... Oh, mutant loot. Very disappointing. Alright, if we max roll that, we do have AP ammo.
Or get a crit.
Max roll or a crit, then that's a dead mech. Spoiler alert.
I've got something over here. How many is that now?
So is there any position we could pull our Templar back to get out of line of sight?
So currently inside here would break line of sight with everybody.
And give us full cover. I think that's probably a great position. That way we can keep everyone else kind of back. Maybe put them on Overwatch, still in their own full cover. The Templar has a pretty solid chance of surviving this. The Sectoid is about to lose their mind control, or their disorient, right?
We do have
there's not really-
corpses here.
Oh yeah, we do. I was gonna say we don't really have corpses, but we do. They burned. We didn't destroy them.
I think I want to have Dietrich closer, but not as a potential target, so that we have that flashbang available. So I'm just gonna move, maybe even here. Yeah, that should keep me away from any troubles. Sentry comes in there. Trooper misses his shot.
My cover will only hold so long. My mind is not
Well,
my
I'm so
own.
glad we have additional flashbangs, because I think flashbanging the Sectoid to get the Templar out to let him go into a Volt melee is probably the
If you say so.
best course of action here.
Let's see. Okay. Now, unfortunately, I can probably not flashbang both the Sectoid and the Sentry. Because... No, I think actually that should hit both.
Here, catch!
Oh, we found the magic spot where the terrain's gonna let the flash through the wall. I mean, I think this is a Volt on the Trooper.
Oh, and then a melee on the Sectoid?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The mark betrays you.
Even a Volt on the Sentry would be... Well, then you wouldn't get the melee back. Yeah, look at that.
A focus strike of power.
Just the absolute mobility and power of the Templar is still, in my opinion,
Pick up the loot, you
unrivaled.
lazy Templar.
Oh, this game. Our sharpshooter might have a decent shot. Yeah, 95, half cover. This is looking great.
Groovy.
That's fine. Grace is okay. I think we want to keep everyone else in safety here. We just want to one for all our Templar. We'll have our Templar start picking up loot where he can, and get him killing the Sentry next turn. If we won for all the Templar, there's no way for this sentry to actually do enough damage to get through his ability.
Now stay
Like,
put.
and I think that's important that you need to remember that at times.
All set.
This is effectively the cleanest you can get.
My suffering increases.
So we're going to be able to use momentum to go pick up some additional loot as well.
What's up here? What's up with the sector upload?
It's probably like stuck in that one centered position. I think you have to go for the one timer first. Wait, why didn't that timer go down? You must have picked it up. The game must be bugging out.
Oh, okay, yeah. That's probably it. But just to be on the safe side, just gonna move Dietrich's to that spot.
Yeah. This happens at
Uh,
times.
My evac flare also disappeared, but yeah. What else is new?
We're going to go.
The jank.
Let's do this.
Got it covered.
Yes.
Evac flare turned into a loot marker.
Oh, you know, one thing I could check, do we have a hack tower over here? See what kind of hack that is. Maybe that's worth picking up before we go.
Solid copy.
But no, I already overwatched my specialist. So
Well, then, you know, it was garbage anyway. We got a
This is Firebrand.
an
It's time
enemy
to go.
protocol from a hack, which is quite rare, quite good.
I guess that'll be
Quite
okay.
happy
I can
with,
still see it from here. What's that? Override Blitz. No, not worth it.
Let's
Well,
move already.
nothing
Like
useful
I said,
anyway.
Okay.
garbage.
I'm on it.
Absolute garbage. Not full intel package.
Far, but I can
Not
reach it.
alloys, not Illyrium.
That was a smooth mission.
Yeah, now we get to go into the UFO.
Avenger, this is Firebrand. Package is secure. More of them coming in.
So yeah, find enemy flight paths was this mission. What this does is
Operatives are secure. Firebrand is returning.
it reveals a landed UFO when we get to the Geoscape now.
According to Advent officials, recent attacks by dissident
And
elements
we'll
operating
hopefully roll an
outside
8 or
the
9
city
day timer.
centers
It should
have
be at
done
least
little
7
to
days.
slow the
That's kind of the
progress
low end.
Advent's
High end is
ongoing
9 days.
development.
Plenty of time to take a
I'm
squad
glad to
of
see our new
6,
recruits
7,
aren't hesitating
sometimes
when it
even
comes
8.
to taking out the aliens.
Right, flamethrower. Now got phosphorus if we pick it up. Now you damage enemies that are fire immune. So on that opening just now on the previous mission, we would have done some damage to the mech. Would have shredded some armor. Would have made things a little bit easier. And our sharpshooter is gonna pick up precision shot, cooldown based shot, additional critical chance, and additional damage on critical hits. Yeah.
Yeah, precision shot's just a solid pick, especially when you're building sharpshooters for shooting. Did pick up a couple more lyrium cores, which can fund us some gear if we would like. And we do have additional armor out right now, which is quite nice, especially for like our Templar, having 2 pieces they could take value of.
Ooh.
We rolled
Day
a 6-day
20 hours.
20-hour timer. So this is going to be a 6-man mission, which is definitely the harder of the missions to do. This can roll up to a 10-day timer.
It didn't know it would go that low. 6 day 20? No, actually,
Yeah.
I want to open the spreadsheet. What does it say for landed
6 to
UFO?
10 days.
You can actually get 6 days only.
Yep.
Disgusting. What's it called again? At troop strength. Yeah, 6 to 10 days.
Now, funny enough, this is a +1 strength modifier at the region you're in. We're currently at a strength 2 region. So this is really should only be a 10 to 12, maybe a 13 through 15, depending on the schedule.
By the way, someone was asking earlier some tips for FPS optimization for XCOM. This is a fairly old guide, but still fairly relevant for if you want to optimize your performance. 16 to 18 enemies on the UFO here. So,
Strength can go up in this region.
I think we definitely bring Witgal. That flamethrower opening is gonna be super important. I think we also, as much as I would like more mobility, I'm feeling putting a will PCS on her.
Yeah, certainly. Something else we need to consider here with the higher troop count than I expected and the low timer is actually spending intel on this. While this would delay our contact with our third region, delaying contact with our third region isn't necessarily a bad thing just yet. If we somehow are able to, especially with this UFO being prevented, delay contact with our third region, we put a chosen behind another additional 3 weeks towards CAD. And in our current situation, that might be good. To stagger them a bit more.
Yeah, otherwise we could only bring 5, I think. Right, so let's say we boost this anyway. Then I think we should probably go with 7.
I think so. I think we want the additional corpses and experience that would provide.
So get a ranger in here.
Yeah, that does look like they're going to be a shotgun ranger with close and personal, but early on we still want to probably keep the rifle on them, especially in a mission like this.
And I think that's also investment into a laser rifle here.
Absolutely. As far as armor goes, there's the debate whether we with the Templar shield or if we want to go with a Templar plated armor. Since I think we are bringing the Templar here, the plated armor is much more if you're moving your Templar around more. The plated shield if you want the additional ablative for one for all. On a mission like this, I'm actually going to suggest going for the shield. Since we could get a bad pull, having the Templar with the reduced defense and the increased ablative could give us more control to become a better target. Whereas going with the armor itself would bring additional HP.
We have 50 supplies left. Shield is only 20, armors are 30. So we can build the shield and then also have money for armor. Doesn't have to be the Templar armor.
If we don't have any more weapon upgrades to do, then I can see that for sure.
I don't think we upgrade the laser shotgun. As I said, this is for me, that's like the... I'm not even sure at some point if that's still worth it, or if you rather take the mobility and the lower infiltration of an SMG here. I probably want one of our armors that we have here on Witgal.
The aptly named Predator armor.
Yeah,
I think we both beef our Templar up right now.
The other option would have been on our Ranger.
I think, can we get a nanoscale for our Ranger and then beef our Templar up?
No. Not unless we go to the black market, but then we lose another few hours.
Okay, let's get the Predator armor for our Ranger.
Let's have a quick look at whatever PCS we still have around. We've got a mobility, we've got an HP, dodge, depth perception, hacking, focus. I don't know. 7 hacking doesn't make or break anything.
We did just get
We did just get enemy protocol, and 7 on top of that, 82 this early. might just be the control on the mech or the turret that we need. It's like
I would put it in. Yeah, I think it's worthwhile.
it's like
We'll talk about
opportunity.
the enemies when we'll talk about the enemies when we get to the map.
Yeah.
So we're not going to be speculative on what's going to be there.
It's opportunity cost, right? Like, it doesn't cost me anything putting that in, but that means I can't sell it. Like, it's 10 supplies on the black market, I think, selling that. But I think leaning into the hex score, especially after getting enemy protocol, is the right choice. Right.
Yeah, I think you send them.
Just gonna put a scope on here. We have Shredder, in case we need to help shredding something with just regular attacks. A little bit extra aim. Might not be the worst. Alright, send them off.
Sky Ranger deployed.
In position for deployment.
So, I just see the discussion there about command pods. So basically the kind of command pod that you had on supply rates technically still exists, but it isn't that big anymore. So in a way it doesn't exist anymore. I don't think UFOs ever had like the real, what would be considered a command pod, the boss pod of the mission. Anyway, let's continue scanning. Let's not continue scanning. Let's run another mission. The VIP extract, squad of 6. I'm just gonna get quickly here that thing out.
Groovy.
I just need to clean up
The
my
boss
request
pod.
list here.
The pod on Long War of the Chosen for a strength 3 UFO is only an X4 pod. It is an alien. There's an alien bucket standard, a list boss pod times 4, open 2, open 4. There is not a boss bucket 8 for this. In fact, I don't even see a boss bucket 8
Raiders roll.
anywhere here at all. Grognard, how are you? Good to see
Tango
you. Welcome
Hotel
on in,
coming
Raiders.
in with the raid. Hello, welcome on in, everybody. We're playing some Long War of the Chosen.
Secure the VIP and proceed to the evac
Let's
for
first of
extraction.
all, Tango, thank you very much for the raid. Guys, if you're
I
not,
got it.
you got it, you're gonna do the shout out. Thank you very much. If you're not following Tango, please go ahead over there, give him a follow. Always very nice to see Long War over there. Hope your campaign is going well. So we're doing what we call the Overexplained campaign. Myself and Logical, the man in my ear here, trying to explain as many mechanics as possible to make that fantastic game a little bit easier to understand and to learn for everybody. Do you see what I see here?
Oh, I do. But you would never, ever showcase this frowned upon thing called tile scanning now in this stream, now, would you?
No, never.
Okay. Well, let's not start now either.
Okay. So I was just moving a little bit here with my Grenadier to see potential civilians that might reveal my Shinobi, because we only have one concealed unit and we wouldn't want to get concealed by a civilian here, right?
We wouldn't want to get revealed either. If a civilian wanted to conceal me, I'd be very open to it.
Did I say I want to get concealed? Yeah, revealed. Whatever.
You did. He did.
Words.
Okay. What are they? Like magnets.
How do they work? Okay, we got a
did
group
find
of
some
Advent
information
over
with
there.
Yeah, with a Rocketeer and an officer, it looked like.
Now, one thing you need to keep in mind, civilians will scatter away a little bit if you come close to them. well, this might be an interesting position. This civilian might scatter and run into my shinobi, which will then reveal them and activate this group. So a really bad chain reaction. So we don't want that. Which makes me actually concerned of going to this corner. Let's head over here for now. VIP can stay back here. I really just want to get my sniper in a position where I can potentially shoot these guys on the other end of the map. Is it 3 tiles or is it 4 tiles? Will that spook the civilian here?
Depends on how the civilian's feeling for the day. I do think it's 2 tiles, but
Yeah, I'm just gonna go here. Just play it safe. And then get you here. Now, I'm not sure even if I have a shot next to it, if I really want to open up. Probably, though. Let's get you a little bit closer, even.
On your order.
Looks like I'm losing sight of them anyway. Oh, and there's a Viper Sidewinder group. Okay. I think I'm taking that.
it's not a bad engagement. Thunder, of course, is going to ignore the Overwatch. We just were discussing that enemy quite a bit. So trying to get an Overwatch trap on this doesn't have the same value that it would if it was just 2 Vipers.
Yeah, I think I'm just gonna take a shot at the Sidewinder. I hope the Viper moves close enough that we can flamethrower that, and that's the spot handled. Potentially, well, I guess they probably see the body. No, unless we get the 9% grace. See, that's one way how you can avoid them seeing the body. We're not leaving any bodies, because we're not getting the kills. Terrible, terrible scatter move from them.
Yeah, I'm wondering if we can get Joker up closer and get a rocket without actually pulling it just yet. It's not the best rocket, but it might hit the officer as well, do some damage to that first pod.
I really don't want to be in half cover, I think. So it's either going to be inside here in the full cover and hoping I can get it through the window, or outside here and then hoping I can get it over there.
I'm on it.
YOLO?
Oh, I'm all for the YOLO here. I think we've taken the reveal, we took our shot. Well, now let's get some follow-up.
We have multiple targets down.
You know, we did get a double kill there.
It's a thing that just happened.
I think at that point we are following up with like grenade usage and whatever we can. We need to get some kills. We need to not get shot at or get shot at as little as possible.
Okay, what I'm gonna do here is I move typing height here. Get that grenade in. And then teamwork to get back to cover.
Loot destroyed. Never saw that message in my life.
What is loot destroyed?
Keep going.
Is that a message that can appear? Never happened to me.
I think this is just a myth. I mean, effectively, 4 dead on turn 2 is not bad. It was a bit risky to get to that position. Still have an uncontrolled Viper. which we definitely don't want to be grouped for, as they kind of spit. And poison would probably do the most amount of damage to things right now.
Things. So let's just come here. That was 3 tides away. It's almost here, right? 2, 3. Okay. What are we looking at here? 37. 67 on a graze, but that's never enough damage to get a kill.
There is a chance this guy could also just run away. The Viper's already known to do that.
Our gunner cannot get any position.
I'm going.
I think we just overwatched this.
Affirmative, covering now.
Time to mop them up.
Alright, so the Viper, the voice line here, and time to mop them up, is the voice line that comes when the enemy runs away. Thing is, the Viper kind of forgot. You know, it's
Like I said, they're not really known to run away.
Greetings. Please report any sightings of these civilians to your nearest landing station.
Not good.
Yeah,
I'm gonna take
not
the
sure.
locked on shot here, but we can also just grenade this thing, I guess. Yeah, you know, save the grenade.
Wonderful.
Heading out.
We did get a little bit of information from a mod we do use, which does tell us that there's another pod active. So that Viper running away, even though he didn't actually run away, did set the next group onto yellow alert. The corpses may have though as well. Noise, like there's so many things that probably set this thing on.
Noise? What kind of
alert.
noise?
Heading to that location.
I think we used this unique mechanic called rocket.
This
followed by
is
grenade.
XCOM is a stealth game. Not sure if you're aware. So everything
I
I
read
did
that
here
on a-
was covert.
I read that on a Reddit post once. The XCOM is a stealth game, and since it was on the internet, it must be true. So, you're right. I don't know what I'm thinking.
Rolling out.
I'm gonna move people a little bit up here. I think I'll keep you back here though. Just keep you back here for now. And get you to a position where we can hopefully take a shot. Like that's the reason why I have, even on this kind of missions, where we don't have concealment and we need to move all the time, I like having a sharpshooter, because it really gives you the opportunity to activate enemy groups.
To graze for 3. Gives you the opportunity to graze.
And yeah, of course. Oh, they didn't move.
Dude, did you break the AI? We didn't
I
even
don't
do
know.
anything.
I
to
don't
the
know what's
squad
up
site.
there. It's 6% chance to graze. Come on, this time it's just gonna be a kill shot here, right?
I believe.
Pop,
I also
pop.
read on Reddit Templar is bad though, so I don't know how to play this game.
I think you're just reading the wrong subreddits.
$93 on the mech is a pretty good start with a AP laser cannon. Oh, I see what you're doing.
Yeah,
here.
what's up with my grenade here?
I
It's
don't
suddenly, you know, 1 tile radius. Best I can do is 1 tile.
How are we at 2 for 2 for the jankiest missions right now?
Frag out.
But this is extremely light, right? So this puts us at 8 enemies.
Yeah, there could be a drone left, but it's probably just this.
Yeah, so we can probably slice the engineer if we need to. So I'm even thinking, no, I can't get high ground on the mech.
I mean, I would take that 90. You know, that's
Yeah, I like the 90. I just think I can start moving a little bit closer to the objective.
I can handle that.
I've got
Can
2
always go with-
actions. Might as well use both.
You could go with that tried and true to you don't need cover if everything's dead and just move closer and stand in the open.
Nice.
It's still up.
Should have opened the door first.
I'm trusting you here.
Logical has this. Just saving to feed the loot to the best character on our roster, clearly. Feed the experience, feed those promotions. Look at that.
Alright, so then we pick up this loot and then slice the guy. 100% 6 to 8. Yeah.
Move into designated coordinates. I'm
Oh
spotted.
no, he spotted me.
You guys will love this.
What now?
Lyrium Core Advanced Stock, both are very good picks for our roster. We certainly can use more
Hostiles
stocks.
classified.
And the Lyrium Cores are always one of those must-need things.
Asset secure.
So we're about to find out whether or not we have anything left. Instant rotation, there is nothing on the map. We did not get a message that Advent was doing anything. No drones flying around. So right now, our entire goal is to keep heading towards evac everyone, so we can at least be in a position for Overwatch if we do get the RNF, or just get out, which is certainly the ideal way to do things.
On it.
No need to ask twice.
And we got all the loot. No one can tell me differently.
Yeah, all loot drops we got.
All those yellow squares on the floor were collected successfully.
I'm all over it. Stand for.
I don't even know why you're saying that in such a weird way. What else could it mean?
I just want to draw attention to how good of a commander you are. That you would always prioritize loot.
Got it.
Don't let my soldiers hear that.
Copy that.
Because I prioritize their survival.
There's no video evidence to the contrary.
VIP secure and in position for evac. This is Firebrand. VIP is secure.
Ever risk anyone getting injured just so that I can get
Seems doable.
a loot drop
A laser sight?
or a crate on a crate mission?
Your order.
Oh, we haven't even begun to discuss the ramifications of leaving a crate behind on a smash and grab, killed everything early, and been next to the crate. This is something that no commander ever would do.
Status confirmed. Mission
Ever.
accomplished.
I think you're breaking up a little bit.
Flawless it though. 7 turns, very nice. 2 well lost on everyone. It's great. This is a nice and clean mission.
Advent officials announced an increase to this month's recruitment quotas. Citizens are encouraged to voluntarily visit.
I'm missing out on the music here. I'm gonna have to turn my own on Spotify so I get that nice like little
Together can we
you know,
build
hey, you did great while they're going home sounds.
Finding success in the field. It's good for the entire crew's morale.
Bunch of promotions here, so we're still bringing the standard shooter build here. I think I'm just gonna it's for visibility. No, not for the leftmost soldier. This is our standard sword build on the shinobi. No surprises here. Illogical is gonna be a shooty ranger, picking up that center mass. That would have really helped against that Viper. And crazy-eyed here.
With is that what I see?
Whirlwind?
Shadow Strike?
Shadow Strike. Hello.
I mean,
Combo's really nice with saturation fire. In that case, that's probably then gonna be my favorite. Standard, you know, something like this, probably Rupture, maybe Rapid Fire, and starting off with Center Mass for more damage on this, more damage on that.
This guy has low combat intelligence. He is getting, I think, what is it, 38 soldier AP, might even less than that. Shadow Strike is all we're concerned about. lock and
Yeah.
load or anything else here, it doesn't matter.
It was so nice though. You know, you Shadow Strike, kill 8 people, and you get 8 ammo
You
back.
know, if somehow we make it to the end of this campaign, I have a ton of AP, sure, but it's not something I would ever mark or prioritize on this character. Shadow Strike is the way to go there.
Okay. And we've got ourselves a new, what's that, assault, I think? Yes. Duncan Stallion? I don't think so. Let me go through the list. Actually, I still have a redemption from 2 weeks ago that I never got to put in, so that's gonna be... Oh, I can't copy paste here, okay. Xion. Alright, what we got here? Average combat intelligence, good aim.
15 mobility, pretty standard. I think this is a pretty standard assault. We know it's lightning reflexes. In the current Long War, the chosen environment, lightning reflexes is still one of the strongest perks, especially at Lance Corporal.
But look, we've got Shadow Step here, and we can take... No, just kidding.
But lightning reflexes is arguably better than Shadow Step because it not only prevents you from getting hit on Overwatch, it clears it. It helps the rest of your team. It's a utility. Shadow Step is just your own safety.
Let me actually, before I make the second choice, have a quick look at our roster here. We've got a trench gun assault here with corrections. We've got another trench gun assault with Astro, which is double Astro. Frantic doesn't have the choice yet. I'm kinda leaning towards close and personal to get those more guaranteed crits.
Yeah, I'm certainly cool with that.
Locked off and Lone Wolves are interesting perks. Locked on, I don't know. I'm not necessarily a guaranteed pick. Lone Wolf is absolutely something you want to pick up, I think. Maybe grazing attacks is the better choice, though.
Yeah. CK4 you have not been put in yet. As we get more characters that get named, they get thrown in. This is not like our character pools for our regular campaigns. This is we randomize everyone here, and then as names pop up and the cheap redemption is redeemed, they get thrown in the queue.
Yeah, I think I have like two. You're second in the row, if I see my list here correctly. Do we have anyone who's
probably a bunch that still need to get named?
There's one who doesn't have a nickname, so let's get this here in what square? Mark that as complete. Oh, and we still have 2 sharpshooters also here. 3 sharpshooters. All the sharpshooters in the world. Okay, then I'm gonna pick Nat Phillips here, and then that's
Can I steal one
CK
of
Ford.
sharpshooters?
You wanna steal some?
Yeah, my campaign could use some if you died today.
Oh, I thought that campaign is died with the sharpshooters.
Died with the ranger, the master sergeant.
By the way, that was a really so earlier in a logical stream, and his master sergeant ranger got pulled by a viper, bound, and then everybody shot the poor bound soldier. That was not nice to see.
It was the linchpin on a rough campaign to decide. Nope, we're done. Unlike XCOM 2, where bound units will be ignored by Advent, Long War of the Chosen has adjusted their AI to keep it even more deadly.
Alright, I think that's all the put me in coaches taken care of that I have here. Rookies. Alright, for now I think we continue scanning and hoping for better missions.
Yeah, we really could use some resistance personnel, but we're gonna take what we get. A combat rush PCS.
Like, I like Combat Rush, but at the same time I always feel like if I do a covert action for superior PCS, it should be a PCS that has superior in its name and not some sort of...
And something that you want to use reliably, right?
Yeah. I mean, I like Combat Rush. I like it a lot, but yeah. You what, mate? Chicken breaker. So I always like, if I'm in that region anyway, to launch supply rates just to see the strength of the supply rate. That gives me some information about my neighboring regions, which still tells me just like before. Yeah, I don't know. It tells me something, but it doesn't tell me enough.
What was the number of units there?
16 to 18. Okay, Dark Event for Hunter's Instincts, which makes snakes, especially our flanky snake friends, the Sidewinders, much more dangerous. Plus 2 damage is, especially this early in the campaign, really, really nasty.
If we can hold off making contact for 13 days, we're in a good position, at least with the Chosen long term.
It's really... I hope maybe we get from the UFO hack some intel and can use that for contact, but man, we need another region. Hang on. Can we train somebody else? You're different kind of guy. You're a sentinel. So I still like the idea of holo targeting. But we need a promotion first.
Yeah, that was our 80 aim sharpshooter that we were looking at doing that with.
Alright.
We have made a number of new discoveries, Commander. Despite a thorough analysis,
We could crack a data pad right now before going into officer autopsy.
Advent hybrid soldiers' enormous eyes.
We have data pads.
Testing their visual
Never mind. Apparently we don't.
No doubt proved difficult.
So I think this is officer autopsy. This gets us access to mag weapons after.
The Advent
And I
officer.
think that's important.
Yeah. Time on this rookies is 9 days. So yeah, let's keep hopefully finding a mission. Man,
This is depressing.
Dana Cole really wants to get rescued.
With Project Miranda on a timer we just can't run.
Ah, no, Project Miranda, get out of here. This is like so. This is a negative sitrep on a mission, which all units, all biological units, all non-robotic units get -20 aim, -2 mobility. That includes Advent. Of course, Advent has mechs, Advent has turrets, Advent has drones, so this is just awful. Finding I don't like that sitrep at all. For me, this is okay. I'm not doing this mission sitrep. I think we need to do some magic here. Can we do a 4-man supply crate extraction wilderness?
I think we're gonna have to. We also need to pull that scientist out because we're opening ourselves up to full retaliation.
Was it already... Did we have a full retaliation yet?
Not full retaliation, another intel retaliation because we're on that timer now.
Okay, yeah. So definitely Shinobi. Maybe Grenadier we can get some... could get some grenade value of that.
If we do this mission... Wait, strengthen back down.
Yeah, I'm surprised we had 7 to 9. What?
Check the Geoscape real quick.
Yeah, it immediately went down back to 2.
Did it go to
No, it did
Eastern
not
US?
go Eastern US.
What? Okay. Well, I do think we want to send 4 here. The whole goal is to get 4 crates and get out. Anything more than that is unnecessary and probably over greedy. What?
But I think I want to build a laser sniper.
Sure, probably worthwhile investment.
Can someone do an Overexplained series for this game? I don't understand the Geoscape anymore. Is there a good tutorial somewhere out there?
I would love to know. They're just passing back and forth between 2 regions. Each region can only have strength coming from one source at a time. So maybe there's like a little triangle going on where they're just like passing it from one to the next, right? Until it gets back.
Something like that, certainly. Yeah, I mean, we do have some potential. Like, if we get a lucky grenade opening here with our needle grenades, could wipe out a group. We have a shinobi sharpshooter combination to take care of stuff.
Yeah, I think it'll be fine. I think we need to pull the scientist out and throw a soldier in there to help with the additional recruit. Heck, we may at this point want to forego trying to even get liberation missions on decent timer and go everyone on recruit, just so we can try to get a few more resistance personnel in here. We're clearly having some trouble. We've already done a rendezvous in this region as well, so I don't believe any of these 5 are faceless. We just have not been recruiting.
It's kind of guaranteed that they're not faceless.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
We even have a level 3.
Yeah.
But
Bird,
yeah,
we
so
got 2 of them. Hold on. It's a clone.
Oh yeah, I remember that in the retaliation last time that we had the double Teresa.
Yeah, but I think you throw everyone on recruit right now. I don't think we're getting the missions we're looking for. We can keep scanning with the Avenger since we can't make contact, but I think we need to get 1 or 2 more people in there. We could go grab those rookies as well. Not a bad idea. Throwing them in the GTS.
Avenger plotting new course.
At least until these 2 missions cycle, then we probably go back to Intel. Oh, we had Propaganda Blitz, that expired, so recruit actually works. Yeah, there's the Lib 2 we want to get, but even with Location Scout, I think that timer is not really feasible, unless...
Raiders roll.
Another raid coming in. Captain Pedro, thank you for the raid. I was thinking if
this is from a vehicle.
I thought if that was VIP escort, we could do a solo shinobi shenanigans, but yeah.
Well, there's also we don't have a forward operator. Never mind. I was gonna say we have
Stop talking about forward operator. Alright. 3 new rookies. Strength went down to 1, by the way.
We'll need to seek out new means of replenishing our resources.
Hang on, we'll check. We'll check in a second. Well, there's an 18 mobility rookie. That's always interesting. And when I say that's always interesting, you know exactly what I want to do with that. I think we could definitely use another technical. Probably in a technical ranger grenadiers are the 3 classes we have the fewest of. I don't think any one of them here is necessarily where we want to keep them in the back pocket for psionic training or anything like that.
No, I would never plan around it. You never know when you're gonna get psi out.
So I would probably say the 15 mobility as a technical, the 14 as a grenadier, and the 18 as the both barrels ranger.
Yeah, I mean, let's give it a try. Pump action rangers are just becoming more and more of a reality, and I hate this world that I live in with it.
I just like that
the fact-
playstyle so
The fact
much.
that I built one on my own campaign has me hurting. The strength did go up in Eastern US up to strength 6, which is fantastic.
Yeah.
One of that strength came from Western Europe. We are about to prevent this UFO from landing. If we take a quick look at our full Geoscape Haven management screen, I'd love to see what our global legions are at.
44.
Oh, okay, that's great. We're doing fantastic.
Although I'm not sure. Did we have? I think did we have a supply rate? We did
We had a
have
troop
the troop column, but I'm not sure if we had any other
We have not
missions where we killed stuff. Alright, UFO's ready, but we obviously, for a concealed start, want to boost that. I should have boosted that. Should have boosted it and then run it at 100% and not wait until it's done and then boost. Makes it a little bit easier now. So it's not 16 to 18 but 13 to 15, but missing out on corpses and XP.
I cannot believe that you, of all people, are missing out on some corpses and experience.
Somehow a group of resistance
Polo, I think you're already in this campaign as the crazy Flash Shadow Strike gunner. So I'm just gonna refund you that.
Contacts on approach. Menace 1-5, UFO site coordinates locked in. Move to secure the area, neutralize all hostiles.
Move together in silence.
Right. So, landed UFO. When you reveal, or when you engage combat, no, when you reveal, it starts I think 12 turn timer on Legend to hack the objective, to hack the flight computer in the UFO. If you don't manage to do that, you fail the mission. So this is for those who played LWotC, a big change in LWotC. That was just a timer for reinforcements, and I want to almost, as much as I hate the word, the meta was to not intentionally not do the hack and get the one reinforcement drop to get more corpses. Since you fail the mission if you don't get the hack here in Long War of the Chosen, you don't get any corpses in that case. So make sure you get the hack. That also means if you under-infiltrate, if you don't get 100% infiltration, you immediately lose concealment. You don't start even concealed, so the timer starts from turn 1. Which puts a little bit of pressure on this whole experience.
Lucky for us right now, though, we are in concealment. We are going to get to scout a little bit. Knowing that this is a low-strength region where this is happening with a plus strength modifier, we know this is, I mean, this is the lowest it's ever going to be for a UFO, without a doubt. There's typically going to be a pod of 8, and then depending on the number of units on the map, pods 3 and 4. For this situation, we should have 2 pods of 3 and a pod of 8. The pod of 8 is going to be an alien bucket standard, which is typically going to be your rainbow pod at this force level. And so that's what I'd be expecting.
Go, go, go.
So the map's pretty much open. By the way, I think it's the first desert map I see since they fixed the biomes. I'm sticking to the right side, so this is the right edge of the map. Kind of looking, I don't see any high ground for my sniper, which makes me very sad.
Yeah, one of the best fixes since Steam release has been the biome fix. There was an issue where biomes such as the cold and desert were not being displayed. This isn't actually changing the map tile sets or anything. All this is what's props are placed there and what the environmental ground is. But so while it has truly no effect on gameplay in Long War the Chosen, it's a nice little thing. You know, you get some additional variety.
Solid copy.
Okay, so we have a group of Snake and 2 troopers here. One regular, one advanced trooper. Advanced trooper, I think it's the first advanced unit we see.
Headed there now.
So they have more health. They now have a grenade. The basic trooper does not have that. And of course a little bit more health, a little bit more armor. I think you can even in F1 see, yeah, they have now throw frag grenade. The regular trooper only has fire weapon. 9 health over 4, 70 aim over 65, 5 defense. So they got also a stronger mech rifle. They got a few upgrades.
On the move.
For now, though, I just want to get closer to the ship. And yeah, as someone said there, you can also, instead of hacking the objective, you can blow it up. That still works, yes. But then you know, we're just gonna get another enemy protocol in there for copyright.
I mean, hopefully we're actually looking for an intel hack on the large hack reward that we can pull, so we can grab.
Shut your filthy mouth! I get enemy protocol.
Aye, Commander.
How do you even say that? I did hear some doors go in, but I think I'm too far away to even remotely make out where that is. This is not the most exciting ambush on those 3 here.
We're more than likely going to have to take this opening pod to begin with, though, but maybe we do want to move up, try to get our Templar in a position to generate focus while still grabbing some more information. We could also force a reveal here and take the Overwatches. None of these units have Shadow Step, and so an Overwatch reveal would save us the action economy.
Yeah, at the moment I'm trying to get a little bit more intel first before I commit to anything.
Headed there now.
Let's get you here. I don't want to spread out too much though.
Moving out.
You just stay here for now. There's really no high ground whatsoever. Oh, yeah, there's a building there. Should have gone further left.
Heading out. Got it. Moving.
No, I didn't actually count.
For those who are wondering on what these pods that we're talking about are, these buckets listed like Alien, X8 bucket standard, everything like that. You can find all of these in the INI files, which I have open right now, which is what we're referring to.
Eyes on the prize.
Alien bucket standard long war massa, which is meaning it can pull either an open with aliens or an alien 8x standard pod. The reason there's a variance there, it depends on the force level and what it wants to roll. If you look at your launch.log, you can be able to tell as well, but we don't use that information here as it's not something you need to know.
Yeah, I was going to say that, like the whole bucket information, while it's interesting to read about that, you don't need that necessarily to like win a campaign or you know, it's kind of nice to have this background information.
Moving to designated coordinates.
Anyway, it's very likely. I think I'm gonna just go into Overwatch and see if they reveal me here next turn.
Yeah, I would certainly try and take
take the forced reveal.
You could move your Templar out in the opening, guarantee this as well.
Probably gonna do that because I
Moving to designated position.
don't want to risk not getting revealed.
Yes, Commander.
Let's get you here. You guys Overwatch. I might even put you here out in the open. Part of me even wants to get to the other side of that group. I want to make sure that this is the turn where we get the action, even if I miss out on one SMG Overwatch. Yeah.
Fun little tidbit that I don't know if we brushed upon. If you are burning and you run into water, like this stream that you see in front of us, and some of the other maps have more prominent water streams, you will put out the burn. Just something to be aware of. Now, this does not mean if it's raining, burns aren't effective, because rain does not put it out. It has to actually be a puddle of water. You could find fountains on city center maps, rivers on these open biomes. I think that's kind of it.
And I think they successfully avoided my Overwatch trap.
Well, we could let this pod wander away, or we could just take this engagement. The biggest concern I have right now is our Templar is a little far away, if that Viper runs off, because I think we'd get the kill on the 2 guys with the grenade. But
Yeah.
Templar certainly is not going to have the value. So we may want to just get closer, prep for the pod inside, and see if these guys want to wander even further away into the fog of war, or want to turn around and come engage.
Yeah, I think I'll get closer to the UFO here. Get a little bit of a peek inside.
The question is thoughts on giving Templar a pistol for Overwatch situations like this. You're giving up mobility at that point, which is never worth it on the Templar in my experience. Your Templar is already reducing their mobility typically because you're using them ablative, probably a nanoscale, and then early on a med kit, and later on a mind shield. You want that mobility. They need that mobility to generate focus, no matter which build you're going with a Templar. Without focus, the Templar is effectively nerfing themselves drastically. The ability to run in and then run out if needed before, instead of one for alling, is much more important than that 1 or 2 points of damage that they're going to get from a pistol Overwatch, if they get that at all.
Got it covered, Overwatch.
Yeah, kind of agree. Like, especially on, for example, our Templar here with his 11 mobility. That's already not getting too much value, and reducing that to 10 would be bad. Alright, so they're coming back. So next turn we're gonna get the forced reveal if we want it, and also then get revealed from this side. I think I want to move my Shinobi out of this whole mess.
Moving out.
Get you back here. And I'm okay with taking this, I think.
Overwatch.
It's not as scary, as you said, 8 people pod. Sergeant is the first time I think we see that. Can I target him? Alright, Sergeant, similar to an advanced trooper, I would say. So he's one of the first guys who comes with a point of armor by default. He has a grenade. He has tactical sense, which this is the one I think that makes him a little bit more scary. So he gets extra defense for all enemies he sees. This can be disabled with a flashbang grenade. So if you really have a hard time killing him through flashbang, suddenly he has 15 less in defense. Or, just a regular grenade, flamethrower, and kill him that way.
Overwatch.
Real question is, do I overwatch my sharpshooter to get a shot on this group, or do I maybe move them over here somewhere so I can have a steady shot on the mech next turn?
I mean, I think you steady. I think the Overwatch reveal coming on the Viper and the 2 troopers is going to be very effective. We may get a little bit of chip damage on that second pod, but I think you want to have your sharpshooter ready to help deal with that mech.
I've got my eyes on.
Roger. I've got my eyes on.
Agree.
I'll stay put. I'm on it.
No.
They found us.
They found us. How did they find us?
Right on the mark, souvenir.
Adjusting sights.
I skirted him.
Got the snake. Didn't get anything else. The trooper is in the dumbest position that any trooper's ever taken today.
You could be a Viper that didn't move when you tried to move.
Menace 1-5, we just picked
You know.
up an outbound signal coming from the UFO. It's some kind of distress beacon. You need to get inside that ship and shut down the signal before
Yeah,
they send
so I
the whole
think
fleet
we just
after
take a
us.
precision shot probably on the mech. Yeah. Just start off with that.
This looks interesting. You want some more?
Takes care of a big problem. Have a look in here. Could just both barrels this guy. Just gotta make sure that we don't get nastily flanked afterwards.
I don't know if you need to both barrels him. How much HP is that? Oh, it is a trooper.
It's an advanced
probably won't
trooper
guarantee it.
with 9. I think 4 to 8. We still have just the basic one.
The other
Don't
option
think
is
we can hit-
to.
Sorry,
the
go
other
ahead.
option is to kill that trooper, control that trooper kind of with the Templar, and try to get. Well, we've already killed a mech. You don't have a flanking position on that that sergeant, do you, with our ranger?
No,
So I
not
feel like
with
that
the
other
ranger.
trooper. I think that other trooper has. There's a lot of ways to kill it if we need to. I think controlling that sergeant and the officer are probably our top priorities.
Yeah, I think we can probably get a flame on this guy. And the officer, we might just flashbang. And the officer's far
Okay.
enough away that I don't think he's a threat if I barrels here. 'Cause
Okay.
It's 9 HP, right? We don't have that much.
Wait, you do see
firepower.
all three from that position. Hold on. Go back with. You can't go to that position. Oh, it's not the officer.
1, 2, 3. It's
Trooper,
not the
trooper,
officer. Yeah.
sergeant. Yeah. Okay.
No
My
problem, boss.
mistake.
You're just lucky they don't let me use my hands.
Right. Actually, let me just. I think we bash the first sergeant here. Holy shit! Nice freaking tactical sense.
I think you go for the burn and you try to get the kill with the Templar on the trooper. Right? That way, if the officer does want to take a shot, he hopefully is going for our exposed Templar with the additional ablative, especially with our tier 2 shield we have on him.
Make
We got
most
the
of it.
panic.
I kind of want to do that from here.
Just strike.
Look at Blue and his 59 aim go.
Staying down.
Alright, we still think, I don't think we need to rapid deploy, but I still think I want to flashbang the officer, so that he doesn't get ideas about grenading us here.
Oh, certainly.
You can't move without getting revealed.
I think you either need to move up to the tree to have the full cover position, or the full cover behind the cactus in the blue move. You could also, you could go to the Templar. I wasn't even considering that really as a move, but yeah, that works.
I think we'll just hunker or anything. Yeah, let's just hunker.
In position.
There's no point taking the shotgun shot. The watch isn't worth much.
My suffering increases.
baited.
Now, the real question is do we want to just invert the officer out, guarantee those kills? If we do pull, it allows our Templar to also come back out, hopefully, and melee the sergeant. It's kind of, is it more than 8? You don't even have 12 mobility.
Yeah, I don't think we can reach him, but I still think that's the easiest way to get rid of the officer.
Yeah.
Because might activate whatever's in there, but it also gives us some information, right? And actually we can hit the sergeant.
Oh, then yeah, I think that's the play. I think that pulls them out. If we activate it, we have our rocket still available, which is why I wasn't too concerned about the idea of, you know, putting our Templar in up there. Plenty of full cover to pull them back to. But now we can get up and get prepped for the final pod. After we kill this this sergeant, of course.
If you say so.
I don't think you can go next to the burning tree in case the fire spreads. This is something you do need to be aware of, is like, even though a tile may not be on fire when you move there, if the fire does spread, because it does have a chance to, it could move to a tile where you are. And so going next to burning objects is
although we do have a little river here, so it's not not as bad as on other maps where you're just on fire. Still bad. Let's get you on here.
Got it.
I don't want you to get on fire, so just to pick up the loot.
Scanning.
Alright, bunch of snakes. Oh boy.
Yeah, so we did get the snake pod, not the rainbow pod.
That's a good hit. That prevents one yellow alert. Full on mind control here on the vodka.
Well, we'll have to break that. Hopefully we have we do have a flashbang and follow up with the grenade, then follow up with maybe maybe it's a flashbang, rocket, then grenade, right? Though it doesn't really matter. We don't have needle grenades here on Detrix.
I guess that'll be okay.
And right now it's really like these are Viper and Sector corpses. We are going to get plenty of them, without a doubt.
That being said, though, they are also worth 10 supplies each, so...
But a lot of this is also going to come down to us not taking injuries and eliminating threats, right? Now, if we had, you know, sting grenades and this flashbang one to stun everything, like, we could take our time a little bit more. We are going to get an absolute amazing amount of value from Bolt right now.
Not as good as before the nerf, but yeah, that's still 3 targets.
I think you start off with the rocket first.
Here's the thing. Do we get more value out of a good flamethrower, though? I think we need actually the rockets. Make us an opening, give us better shots for the rest.
So Quarter, in XCOM 2, if you hunker, you put out fire. Long War 2 and Long War the Chosen removes that mechanic because it made it too easy to deal with.
Well, it's actually a little bit more. So it wasn't a thing in XCOM 2 base. It was actually introduced in War of the Chosen only. The reason why it was, or one of the reasons why it was removed, is also technicals, right? Have this wonderful talent called Napalm X. Flamethrower panics enemies. This would be completely counterproductive if your flamethrower sets people on fire, panics them. The panic reaction is always hunker down, so they immediately turn off their flames. So that it was actually more nerf to XCOM having that turn off the burning, and that's one of the reasons why it was removed.
See, the more you know.
Do we do the good old close the door? Because I don't think we have much follow-up going in here now.
If we want to move back, right, we need to move if we close the door or it doesn't register properly.
Yeah, so close the door and then move probably to the side here.
And it's certainly not impossible to deal with burns. Medkits still put out burning, water puts out burning. An xcom or perk that makes revival protocol or be put out burning as well. There's a lot of ways to counter burn. It just requires a little bit more thought than hunkering down.
Now, for some reason, you still see that Viper. I hate it when doors don't close properly. I guess the alternative here is to
I'm trusting you here.
teamwork and get Weird Gal out of line of sight. Like, make this a full-on line of sight break action here.
Moving to position.
Let's do this.
I think that gives us the best chance to minimize damage. Okay.
Watch your sides! I think I'm bleeding. Feeling kind of woozy. I'm gonna be sick. I think they got me. Who's got a medkit?
So much for minimizing damage.
I mean, a poison spit's not all that bad. I don't know if we have medical protocol yet, though.
No. So we can run in, slice something. We do have also position here. It's 5 active enemies. We know the 3 Vipers. We know there's a sectoid. Probably the other 2 are sectoids in there. I guess the first action is this shot, because it's the only shot we have.
Who's keeping school?
It kind of needed to happen. Then we can get here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Maybe once the Templar is gone, you can jump over there and reach that. So I'm thinking we're gonna get you in here. Gives us line of sight on that sectoid. And we briefly saw that other sectoid being over there. Does that help you move anywhere closer? Kind of, maybe a little bit.
You might be able to burn the Viper from there.
Yep. Get the Viper. Get this sectoid, but then I'm probably flanked by the other sectoid over here.
And unless sectoid comes out a little bit, it's not going to really see any of these corpses. It's going to have to move to see them, the ones we have outside. Sectoid does not hurt zombies off of alien corpses, only advent corpses.
Hang on. We can safely actually slice this sectoid from this full cover position behind this pillar.
Oh, yes. Pillar value twice in one stream. And by placing the pillar first, we guarantee that it's like updating as full cover.
I'm spotted. Hey, take a look at this. That's Where to?
Now, I think Great with Guns here is gonna just shoot this Viper. Hope for the best.
I believe.
Shot failed to connect.
Can I believe a second time?
Well, I think you didn't believe hard enough.
You know, if we took walk fire, that wouldn't really be an issue.
Fair point. Alright, then in that case, I'm sacrificing this Viper Corpse here for the greater good. The greater good.
The greater good. Yeah, it's 10 supplies. We're gonna get plenty of Viper Corpses.
Get ready for a surprise!
Yeah,
The good thing is
clip
that this
while you can.
this Viper's not carrying loot, so we don't have to worry about loot destroyed. That just doesn't happen.
Never destroyed loot in my life.
How can you even destroy loot? I don't even know how that works.
Somehow people do it. It's amazing. It's a very refined skill, and those people are better than us.
No burn,
Dig at the
only
panic.
panic. And I think, you know, okay, you got a hole in here which makes you flanked. I think we're just gonna 8 protocol, weird girl.
Yeah, I think we need to.
And even if that sector does some mind tricks, which he doesn't do, then we have 2 melees here to kill him. Yes, there goes my flawless. But we haven't, we have field surgeon, right? So that point is ignored. Well then, let's kill the sectoid.
It's dead. It has to be dead.
Yeah, you're no longer poisoned, but if I move, you're poisoned again. Okay, that's fine. Just don't do anything. You kill a snake. You stun the snake for next turn. That's fine too.
Yeah, I think it's time to get a specialist up there, see what hack rewards we can get. This Viper is going nowhere with that stun. And then we can even guarantee the next turn with our Templar and feed him a little bit more experience if we want.
He's on 110, 115, so I think he will get the promotion anyway.
Certainly.
Great with Guns is getting a promotion. I'm almost tempted, but we're in poison, feeding a promotion to support Grenadier. Might be better choice.
I'm not opposed to it. I just know like one of the things that we don't have to do much anymore, but feeding the kills to very specific people to just get even additional boosts to that experience is important to get those Master Sergeants out as quick as possible.
Yeah, but getting any kills to support Grenadier is really hard. That's, you know, I'm just gonna enter and it's burning and it's dying anyway.
Infiltrating access point.
No intel and no enemy protocol.
Is this real? This isn't real.
How disappointing. Well, technically watchlist is intel in a way.
It's actually pretty good amount of intel if we want to jump as well. I think you try and take watchlist over a small cache to supply every single day.
Hacking PCS paying off?
We're through. We've knocked out the alien distress signal. Looks like the skies are quiet. Status confirmed. Mission accomplished.
Single wound that we mitigate. All but one, I believe.
Yeah.
Pretty good mission.
And all the loot that dropped.
All of it. No one can tell me otherwise.
To voluntarily visit their nearest recruitment center.
Another success beyond all expectations. I'm continually impressed, Commander.
Alright, more control with Void Conduit. Which
Void
I think
Conduit is, yeah, it's just one of the strongest picks in the game. It really is. It really just says you are not fighting this turn. You can use this on the Advent General. You can use this on a Priest if you want. It's just one of the best guaranteed controls there is.
And I think especially on priests that are basically later on immune to stuns and disorients, they're not immune to Void Conduit. So taking out a priest off the picture is really, really, really helpful. All right, our soon to be an officer also, I think. Supportee. Specialist now.
We didn't take medical protocol though, so the benefit of or field medic is reduced, while not minuscule. The other consideration though is airdrop here, especially with our support grenadiers that we have. And airdrop is really good. This is 2 more grenades on a mission, and it doesn't have to go to a grenadier. This can go to someone else as well. Sometimes you may want that grenade just to help shred a little bit more armor or to get someone in position. And so I think either pick is viable.
Yeah. I think I used it on VIPs once, or on rebels that are rescued to make them throw a grenade. Well, this looks like we go on Sword Shinobi. Surprise, I know. And over here, hoping to get some value out of brutality later on.
Yeah, this is a flat 50% in 10 tile radius. Absolutely crazy that this thing has been left in this state. Maybe it's just not enough people roll it with the Shotgun Ranger and want to make it work. But I have a sneaky suspicion this is stronger than realized. And let's take full advantage of it.
I want to throw either support grenadier or that specialist into officer training. And they both have shit willpower.
I think we want to throw the grenadier in there, get him started. This lets us get another promotion, maybe on our specialist, at least a little bit more experience on another mission.
Right on.
We want both for sure, right? And we are trying to get to that rank 4, so we can get the squad size infiltration from the GTS. But for now, it's not the biggest of concerns.
What the heck? Thanks very much for the for the sub, rather. Yeah, we have a few new rookies training up. You know, we can just get you one of those. Although technically you didn't redeem the resub, but it's the put me in coach. But it's fine. Yeah. That's the Yeah, we just need more missions. I mean, I can actually then promote that 80 aim sniper blue. That's our biggest problem, because the game is not giving us anything.
Yep, we're looking just for that little bit more intel. We don't even have data pads, which is surprising to crack.
I wonder if we sold them at some point.
We're waiting for these missions to skull before we put them back on intel, I think, right? Because we've been running at 5 and it was getting us nothing. We were running at 5 with the scientist, and we know that there's no faceless here, as we've already done the rendezvous, and we still couldn't get decent timers. And that's just RNG at times. So the goal was to grab an extra, which the 6th certainly helps, and scanning with the Avengers still is adding to the help bucket.
I think now with this being close to done, I think we go back on intel.
I think so as well.
But I don't think I want to put the scientist back in there. I don't know.
We need the missions.
We need missions, yeah. Like we're far away from the 8 scientists by the end of April. Not even close to that.
We're just not good at this game.
Exactly. Didn't get a stun lancer from the UFO. We don't have a data pad, so no actual intel possible there. So I think we're just gonna go into good old mech weapons at this point.
Yep, I think we need to. I think if we can, hopefully off this next mission as well, get some more cores or something. Even though it is a 4-man, getting another scientist purchase is probably one of the best investments we can make.
Look at that. Intel.
Just get good timers. Wonderful.
Okay, I think we still keep our top guys more back in case we get a good timer on the lip mission. So let's actually train our specialist officer here.
I think you... Which mission type is this? Is this the hack? Yeah, so I think bringing like the assault and a sharpshooter are probably a good call here. Probably a grenadier of sorts if we can. And maybe Joker Chef as the technical. I think leaving back the Templar and a few others is fine. But we still need some sort of guaranteed like power, right?
Maybe actually instead of corrections, I bring Astro here. And we take this bond. 9.5, yeah, that seems like a good bond to have. Massa wants to bond with Tomb Raider or with Detrax. Specialist Assault, Technical Sharpshooter. I think I want to bring Crazy Eyed here. I want to get our gunner sire. Talking about gunners.
Yeah, I would. We have 13 hours on one coming back, which is good for the next mission as well.
Still
getting our gunners
10 days on Polo.
Yeah, getting our gunners up though, regardless, to get cyclic fire is going to be important for us. What are the good benchmarks to hit for the number of scientists, engineers we have? I mean, right now we're kind of at the best we could do. We took a laser early because it was offered up, right? Especially going into it before we got the trooper and officer autopsy. Right now, like we've bought in 2 off the black market. One was from a mission we did, and we do have 1 basic research. So we're kind of taking the best advantage we can with what we've been given. Definitely getting another one from the black market is going to be important, and probably just every month until we're up to like 6 or 7 is going to keep being important unless we can get some extract VIP missions or rescue VIP.
Alright, do we bring a laser shotgun here? I'm actually not sure. We have a laser lens, we've got a laser... Got a laser lens cannon for this mission? Got the flamethrower.
It's probably a worthwhile investment though, because we're not going to have advanced mag weapons for some time.
Scatter ray. Alright, alright. Strip that upgrade here.
I mean, if we can, we'll see how it plays, right? For 8 scientists by August. A lot of it comes down to it depends. What can we afford to buy? What can we do? What rewards can we get?
Sky Ranger deployed.
I think a more solid approach is to what Ava was talking about earlier, where every 2 months you need to be upgrading your weapons. So getting mag out in June, while maybe a bit later than we'd like ideally, it's still not the end of the world, right? That's still going to put us at coil in September. And some of that just comes down to the early science or lack of scientists.
Right, going into what will probably going to be the last mission of the night. Smash and grab. 4 people, because we had a terrible timer. In the wilderness.
So we've done a few of these already on this campaign. The important thing really with this though is we are only taking 4. 4 crates is our goal. Additional kills are good as well. If we do get the good opener and get a pot of 3 out and can quickly clear a second pot of 3 with some of these grenades on the turn after, we definitely can get a little bit more greedy for that final pod. There is a chance as well. It's at 3 pods, 1 of 3, 1 of 2, 1 of 2, and 2 drones. So really depending on just where our engagement comes and how quickly we kill determines how greedy we get. This is going to give us mission experience just for getting 4 crates. And right now, that's truly the most important thing we have. Our map layout kind of sucks. Going inside of this this container area right here can be problematic as he immediately gets locked in by several walls with very few openings. But it being close enough to his early reveal certainly helps and allows him a way out.
Let's do this.
So the plan here is to get a sharpshooter up on this one of these positions, steady up, and then see where we are. I do hear some slivering from snakes. That's already a little bit disappointing because we certainly can't one-shot those guys with our grenades.
Hopefully it's Vipers over Sidewinders though.
Affirmative. Moving
Sure.
out.
Let's run in here. Okay.
It couldn't be that we had to skip 2 of our first 4 missions due to 3-day timers, right? That could not have influenced this campaign at all, and we decided to take it regardless to showcase.
Running.
Wow. Crazy
Okay,
idea.
I'll mod jam. That's mod jam's fault. It's okay though. The devs are mod jam sympathizers. So, you know, we're kind of in the right.
Oh boy.
Sidewinder, nausea. I don't know if we've seen a nausea yet. So this might be a good time to talk about the difference now with nausea.
Most important part of it is to reconsider for hours how to actually pronounce that.
How would you say it?
Yeah, nausea. Just like
so nausea is kind of unique to the Viper classes that you're going to run into. They have squad sight, so much like your sharpshooter, they can shoot without actually having direct vision of you as long as they have an ally that can see you. The other thing to consider with nausea and how you're dealing with them is they need 2 AP to shoot. If you flank a nausea and it has another position to go and doesn't have a kill shot on someone, not a non-crit kill shot, but an actual kill shot just from base weapon damage, the nausea is going to move. If the nausea moves, it cannot shoot. The best way to deal with it is typically flanking them with a full health soldier and making sure that you can control them. Now, if you reduce their mobility to 0, they will shoot, even if flanked, because they can't go anywhere. I know this because I have maimed a nausea that I was flanking, and it did not go well for me.
Roger, I've got my eyes on.
Alright, I'm gonna give them a turn here to see how they move. Now there's certainly an option, a situation where I would just grenade them and hope with the 2 shots from a logical plus my sniper shot I can then kill any survivors and or flank the nausea. I guess I can't take the forced reveal because I can't move right now.
But you could with Komodos maybe.
Yeah, but then I'm giving up my shinobi stealth.
Oh, that's true. I mean, this is our boosted cores. Needle grenades. We definitely could hit the sun if lucky on the center one.
If lucky, we kill all 3 of them here.
Yeah, but let's assume like we maybe get 1. I think this is still the engagement we want to take. We are close enough to a bunch of crates that next turn we're grabbing them. We can throw down evac. We can hopefully get the kill with our steady sniper. We have walk fire on a logical. I think we need to eliminate this pot quickly.
Alright. Got 1 kill. Not necessarily the kill I wanted, but a kill nonetheless. You only have 1 shot. So let's take this.
Thought we got the cinematic mod. Did we not add it to the to the
Oh,
profile?
No. Well, I don't have it added yet, but might be something worth adding.
This is Firebrand. Evac request confirmed. Hold tight.
I need 3 damage on this. I think the safe option here is to take the light 'em up and just get the kill.
Yeah,
and
sometimes
then
just
get the walkfire.
Yeah, just hitting your shots at times is really all you need. We don't have to grab any of the crates yet. They don't get marked until the beginning of Advent's turn.
On target position now.
Typically, the first crates that are going to get marked are all within movement distance, especially if you're this close to a bunch. So next turn, we're going to start grabbing crates. You can only evac 3 crates out a turn. We do need 4 total. We should have plenty of time.
Alright.
Marking a crate while in concealment does reveal you, so we don't want to use our shinobi to reveal just yet, if we can help it. Following up with 2 more Vipers and a nausea is not fantastic. We also don't actually have vision of them, so we probably need to get Komotics into proper vision to know how we can move.
Orders confirmed. Moving out.
Yeah, that gives us vision of everything. Now we are steadied with death from above. We can probably with a precision shot can take this thing out. Or we just go for the crates right now. We can get both crates without activating.
I think that's a pretty good position. Also puts us into Overwatch. These aren't Shadow Step Vipers, right? All 3 of them take Overwatch when they come in. They may be on yellow alert from the explosion, and it would surprise me if they're not. But they're sitting in a position where they're not taking cover. It's hard to tell with their current animations.
This one, yeah, no, they're on alert. This one is okay. You know,
he is
slightly hunkered down, so it's taking cover. So yeah, so we might get a yellow shot, and a typing head will be in half cover here when taking the crate.
But we do need to get these 4, and I think this is the play where
we need 4 crates. And we're just gonna reload and steady here. I'm not sure if a Naja can take a yellow alert shot. Oh, they're moving away.
Firebrand is on deck for recovery. Keep marking those crates, Menace 1-5.
Well, you want to try putting our shinobi in a fun position?
I'm not sure what you're talking about, but I think I'm taking that shot on that Viper.
Okay.
Which might already be a fun position.
How many is that now?
Oh, they didn't even activate fully and didn't scatter. I wonder what's happening here.
Little known abuse known as things that are in the fog of war that don't respond well when you kill their pod mates who aren't in the fog of war. Ava, though, would never abuse such a thing. And this was purely by chance that this happened.
Now, I think in order to stay up to date with my crates, I probably need to go back here.
I think so as well.
Grab this and come back to my position here. And over here, I'll move here. I don't mark this. Like, Advent's gonna mark again next turn. There's a chance they mark this, then I can just override it. So I'm just gonna hunker.
Ava never loses loot. He never misses crates, and he never abuses squad sight. Just facts.
Alright.
Well, I think we're taking another sniper shot to start things off.
Unfortunately, they both have cover. So that's a tricky one. Like, I have a better chance to actually get a kill on the Naja and remain my death from above. But the Naja is kind of the lesser threat. I don't know, if the Naja moves back, then it's actually the bigger threat. You know what? Let's
I think killing the nausea, to me, the nausea is definitely scarier.
Come on, focus.
Or not killing either of them is also an option there. I have a little cat that's meowing. I'll be back in just a moment.
That's an interesting position. I think I'm just taking that reveal here.
They've seen me.
Peach is so spoiled.
That then flanks this thing. Okay, let's get this going.
Can you blow that up? I don't know if you can.
I think I'm gonna let this create that slide.
Oh, I would. Yeah, this isn't like I think that's not.
Yeah, well, it's not like I can get it anyway, unless I do something. But okay, then I can get the kill probably here. Well, probably not.
A logical miss? Yeah, never. Well, we can get a flank with our shotgun at least. Oh.
I mean, the Naja's already not a threat because I'm flanking her with Comotics here. But yeah,
oh, we don't have the assault here.
Yeah, you always see a shotgun and you're like, oh, that's an assault. No, that's a specialist. Oh, that's an assault. No, it's a grenadier.
I talk about this on my stream quite a bit about just like when you see their weapon, knowing what they're going to do, what their role is, right? And so it certainly is sending me for a little bit of a spin.
Maybe a flesh wound.
But yeah, I think we're definitely getting more than the 4 crates we set out for. But now that we no longer have concealment, we need to be a little bit careful about that last group. Now, if you run away, but now nobody made the the running away sound. I think this is just gonna be a needle grenade here.
Moving to position.
Taking it from the full cover.
Grenade out.
Bada bing, bada boom.
Now there is one more pod on the map that we certainly need to be wary of. So grabbing future crates right now is something we would love to do, but we should do it from like safety. Like not taking risk. Not leaving anyone out or exposed doing it. Well, hi Peach, are you saying thank you now? You're welcome. Hi.
And I don't think I want to do any more moves here.
Ready to engage.
I need to keep in mind that we also have the timer now.
This is Firebrand. It's time to go.
That's a crate that I'm never gonna get.
Probably where the third pod is as well.
Yeah, I think the third pod is either back here or back there. More likely back there. So maybe we give up these two. Maybe we just pick these two and leave. 7 crates. This one's tempting. I do have a teamwork to get me out of there. So yeah, let me just do this. Nobody back here. Get that crate.
Orders confirmed. On the move.
I'm gonna move here. Get this crate.
12 crate, 1 injury mission on his recent Mod Jam Plus YouTube campaign. I have a 12 crate flawless on my campaign. You guys decide what that means and who's the better player.
You should probably watch more episodes of my campaign, because there's plenty of 12th grade flawless missions in there.
Nope, I refuse to. If I haven't seen it,
On high force level even.
Let's do this.
It's okay. One day, guys, I will send you all the Ava configs, and you can be like, "Whoa, this is why he says just get good timers." There may be nothing different, but now I put the thought into your head. You'll never know. I'm actually really impressed with how many crates we were able to snag here. We did go into this fully expecting 4 with a 4-man. Like, the fact we're up to 8 means let's get the heck out of Dodge. We're good to go. We're missing out. I mean, we're missing out on what, potentially 3 kill experience, which I don't know if that's really too much of a concern though either. When healthy soldiers are soldiers that get to run more missions.
More of them coming in.
Yeah, no, we're not staying for the reinforcements just to get kill XP. I'm just leaving.
What's over there? Heading home.
All XCOM operatives are secure. Firebrand is returning to base.
No wounds. Yeah, two enemies only actually. Damn. We could have somehow, if that sniper shot had missed and we could have kept the shinobi concealed, I think we could have cleared the map.
Even now, our enemy lurks in the shadows, plotting to destroy all we have built, to return us to the chaos of the old.
Our troops are making it look easy out there, Commander. All thanks to you.
Alright. Oh. This is my favorite rank to talk about. Tandem warheads versus heat warheads. Because especially if you hang out on the Long War of the Chosen Discord, you will often hear things like, yeah, tandem warheads is worthless. Like someone just today was writing, somebody did the math on this and tandem warheads is crap. And that's like a statement you think like, okay, but where's the math? Like, what kind of math? Who did the math? And I think it's a lot of parroting people that didn't quite understand how tandem warhead is supposed to work, and then just keep spewing that, oh, it's crap, it's not working. So let's quickly summarize. Grenades have damage fall off from the center on their minimum damage, right? So in the center, our current grenades do, or standard frag grenade does 2 to 5 points of damage in the center. So at the edges, it will do 1 to 5. So with tandem, you get 2 to 5 everywhere, which, you know, sounds really crap. +1 damage from boosted cores, +1 damage from needle grenades, and we're looking, our grenades currently do 4 to 7. Now that's a bigger difference if you do 4 to 7 everywhere or 1 to 7 at the edges.
Let's mouse over heat real quick, so we can just bring this in the comments before we talk on.
Okay, so heat warheads, grenades pierce 2 points of armor, so they ignore 2 points of armor to do 2 additional points of damage effectively, and they shred 1 additional point of armor. Obviously, it's completely worthless against enemies that don't have armor. It effectively has no effect. But it's like if you're using grenades for shredding, that's really good, and it's more consistent damage. That being said, though, on average, the +2 damage you get from the armor pierce is roughly the same what you get from the higher base damage that tandem gives you, on average. Now here it becomes situational. Let's say you have a bunch of low health enemies that you want to finish off with your grenade. if there's an important target like a stun lancer in there, and it's like, oh, I need 5 damage on that stun lancer, I better focus my grenade, center it on the stun lancer so I have the highest chance that he gets a max roll. And that might mean you can't place the grenade radius so you actually hit all the targets you want to hit, because if you center it on the stun lancer, you're missing out on other targets. If you have tandem warheads, you don't have to worry about that. As long as he's somewhere in the radius, he gets the maximum chance to roll high damage. So you can hit more targets and, you know, not just do 2 more damage to an individual target, but hit 2 additional targets. That's way, way more damage that you're gaining.
Yeah, there was a time where I certainly would have championed for heat, but currently in practice, tandem has been much more efficient. Tandem has been much more effective. As I was saying, the ability to hit the target for full damage anywhere in the circle is quite important. And this is a pod opener and a pod wiper. I think it's tandem for us. I think at legendary it's tandem. I think the enemies also that are going to have more armor than you can shred are few and far between, right? And typically we have other ways to shred now. Shredder rounds being a very common mid to late game ammo you're using. Shredder on our technical, shredder on our gunners, right? Things that have high armor are typically going to be shredded regardless, because we are going to be having more focus on them.
Yeah, so I also like to late game equip my grenadiers with a warsuit or exosuit anyway. So they have a shredder gun, shredstorm cannon later on. Like if I need shredding, I use that. And this is then more to clear off all the shredded enemies. I think they're very close. Just the way I use a full damage grenadier leans towards tandem. That being said, so a lot of people, let me just go one more time in there. The wording sucks, right? Your weapons, rockets, grenade do full damage to units at the maximum extent. So you would think that you always do maximum damage, like instead of 4 to 7, all units get hit for 7, and then obviously you use it, and some get hit for 4, some get for 5, and you're like, oh, it's not doing what's advertised. It's crap. So it's bad wording, but the actual effect is still good. Like, if you've ever thrown a plasma grenade at an enemy, and because they were on the edge, you hit them for 1 point of damage, and then you're gonna be like, yeah, with tandem, that would have been a minimum of 6. So that's my soapbox here for tandem warheads.
That's the most in depth we've gone into on any ability choice.
But
so
it's very dear to my heart.
Oh yeah,
especially since
I think that was going to be the last mission of today. So.
Yeah. So quick end of stream evaluation. We didn't really get anywhere on the Geoscape. We still sitting on only Liberation 1 mission done. We gained 1 full rebel here in Western Europe. On the bright side, we did destroy 1 point of strength with a troop column. We prevented 2 points of strength from landing on the world with that UFO raid. And we might eventually have enough intel to contact another region. Oh, by the way, didn't we get cheaper contact cost?
We should find out where that is.
West Africa. Indeed.
Haven of War, right?
I kind of was wishing that it would go to Brazil or New Mexico, so that we would have a 67 contact. Well, clearly we just need to quickly find Lib 2, Lib 3, Lib 4, get a network tower here, and then we can get cheap contacts. But I think you do that next week, right?
I think so. We did get to see a lot of new enemies as well, which is always fantastic. We got a lot more analysis on the Viper variations, which I think is fun. Yeah, it was a great day.
Yeah, that was a good stream. I enjoyed this. I hope this was helpful to everybody here. Well, most everybody. So yeah, we're gonna end it here. Thanks everybody for coming out. Thanks to Logical for joining me here once again.
Absolutely. Highlight of my week.
Alright, let's end it in the good old fashion of a good old raid. Because there's always more XCOM to be seen, to be watched. So let's go to episode 0, who's continuing his No More of the Chosen Mochem. It is, right? Yeah.
Yep.
So let's see what they are up to. Yeah, other than that, my next stream will be on Saturday, more of my Stop the Force campaign. Logical, I think you're streaming tomorrow again, something about gate crashing?
Power permitting, as I'm getting snow tonight and tomorrow, so we'll play that one by ear. It should be on tomorrow at 8 AM Eastern.
Alright, and on my YouTube I have the Chosen Stronghold, I think, tomorrow. So that's gonna be fun. Thanks everybody, have a good night, have a good rest of your week, and see you next time. Well, thank you for yet another stream.
Every time you guys catch me,
man, that campaign.
When I'm in these doomed situations.
Dude, this campaign's so screwed. I can't believe we skipped so many more missions.
So many bad timers and 5 guaranteed not faceless sitting in that haven, and still bad timer after bad timer with a scientist with
2-day timers. 2-day timers for Live 2, a 4-day timer for freaking Jailbreak, a 4-day timer for
We killed 2 mechs, but like
the jailbreaks are one of the easiest missions to discover.
Everyone took a wound.
Oh man. I'm gonna go eat dinner.
We could
and then if you're up for Fortnite, I'm super down.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, just I'll hang out here in the channel and just talk to me.
Alright.
When you're back.
I'll be back soon.
Yeah.
Try for the objective. We just can't get the sectoid. The Destroyer Commander is going to be off panic. Says she could leave.